his recent change to being more open to rate cuts. We'll see. Anyway, you never know with Trump. He actually could change his mind as of this morning, but it's looking like goodbye, JPOW, and hello, Wars. And now a word from our sponsor, Sandals. Neil, what do you look for in a vacation?
I just want to go somewhere where I can relax, read a good book by the pool, and clear my head a bit. Is that so much to ask?
Wow, man, you sound pretty stressed, which is crazy because you get to spend every day with me. But sounds like you'd also like Sandals Resorts. Get away from it all at the Caribbean's best beaches, powdered white sand and turquoise waters, and not a worry on your mind.
Sandals Adult-Only Resorts lets you explore Sandals Adult-Only Resorts lets you explore the Caribbean's most beautiful islands like Barbados, Jamaica, St. Lucia, and more.
There is no better place to experience the Caribbean than at resorts founded by a family from the Caribbean. The Winter Blue Sale is now on, so visit sandals.com for the best all-inclusive value in the Caribbean. That's sandals.com. Apple still hasn't figured out its AI strategy, but you know what's better than AI? An iPhone, and they sold a lot of them last quarter. Reporting earnings yesterday, Apple notched its biggest sales jump in 4 years, a result Tim Cook called staggering. While everyone else in the big tech world was plowing money into AI buildouts, Apple pulled in $143 billion, up 16% from a year ago, and a record for the company. The profitability stood out too. Apple posted net income of $42 billion, the most money ever made in a single quarter by any public company ever. It did it thanks to Old Faithful. iPhone revenue surged 23% as people took a liking to the 17th edition of the best-selling product ever. The strong results also stand out even more when considering A, everyone and their mother is trying to kill the iPhone right now with some AI gadget of their own, and B, software-focused companies are getting demolished right now as the market scrutinizes all the money they are spending. The one sneaky surprise from Apple was an announcement before earnings. It acquired a startup called Q.AI for $2 billion, which helps devices to interpret whispered speech and enhanced audio in noisy environments per TechCrunch. Neil, Apple's earnings feel a lot different than the rest of the big tech world.
Tim Cook just bought himself a lot of time. We know that Apple's transition to AI or its investments in AI have not gone as well as the rest of the industry. Siri is still a debacle. And so the pressure was on Tim Cook to deliver a very solid quarter, and he did. So now Apple has a lot of money and a lot of resources thanks to this booming iPhone sales to throw at AI, and they can do it over a longer time horizon than maybe investors initially wanted. What stood out to me actually was that product revenue growth outpaced service revenue growth. And that's very interesting because a lot of growth for Apple in the recent years has come from just squeezing more money from its existing user base by selling them services like Apple Health or Apple Music. But product growth came in at 16% year over year, and service revenue expanded about 14%, which shows that Apple is still selling people products and gadgets and hardware that they actually want.
Yeah, Mark Gurman, who covers Apple for Bloomberg, put it well. He said, the iPhone absolutely crushed it. The new designs worked. The new colors worked. But then he also put a word of caution out there. He said this shouldn't change the overall need to have a reckoning to ensure they are a key part of future in AI hardware, software, and services. So I think buy Tim Cook time is a great way of framing it because all the question marks are still out there, but now they have it's clear that their products are still making money. It's still, it was a gangbusters quarter for their core business. So you can't be too mad at a company for doing what it does best. But let's talk about the toe that it dipped maybe into the AI world with this sort of surprise acquisition for $2 billion of this AI startup. It interprets whispered speech. What does that actually mean? What does QAI actually do? And apparently it's going to feed into maybe a wearable strategy, a AirPod strategy where you're in a crowded room, you could talk on the phone without really talking out loud. What's also fascinating about this company is the CEO also sold a startup to Apple a few years ago. In 2013, he sold PrimeSense, which was a 3D sensing company for $360 million. Now he sold this next startup for $2 billion. Apple just hired the dude. You could have saved a lot of money and a lot of heartache over the years.
All right, so with Apple, that sort of rounds out the big tech earnings of the week. I would say Meta was the big winner. Their stock jumped 10% because their ad business is absolutely crushing it, and investors didn't really care about how much they're spending on AI. The biggest loser was clearly Microsoft. Microsoft shares were down about 10% yesterday. It was an it was a huge wipeout. It was a historic wipeout. It was Microsoft's biggest daily decline since March 2020, and one of the biggest stock market wipeouts of all time. Microsoft lost $357 billion in market cap.
And it's not just Microsoft, it's just the entire software industry as a whole. 73% of public software companies fell yesterday. Atlassian, it fell 12.2%. It's in its biggest drawdown ever. ServiceNow also fell 12%. Also now in its largest drawdown ever. I mean, Microsoft literally setting market cap shaving records out there. It is crazy. We've spoken about a little bit how vibe coded apps have eaten into the software trade by saying maybe people could just go and code out their own solutions. They don't need to invest in these big software companies anymore. And also just AI spend in general. The market is kind of coming to a reckoning with how much money they're spending, which is again why Apple looks so different from everyone else, because they ain't spending much on AI at all. And suddenly that looks good to investors.
Moving on, the documentary Melania hits theaters this weekend, and just about everything surrounding its release has defied industry convention. First, the movie Melania follows the intensely private First Lady, Melania Trump, over 20 days in the lead up to her husband's second inauguration last January. Now, the curiosities. Amazon paid $40 million to Melania's production company to secure the rights, which is basically unheard of for a documentary. In fact, it's the most Amazon has ever paid to secure the distribution of a single film. Then came a Super Bowl-sized marketing campaign. Amazon has thrown $35 million behind promoting the film, buying pricey NFL playoff commercials, and taking over the Sphere in Las Vegas. A marketing budget of $35 million is roughly 10 times what other high-profile documentaries typically receive, according to the New York Times. Finally, the film will enjoy a wide release, coming to 3,300 theaters worldwide. The vast majority of documentaries do not get a release remotely close to this scale. Given how detached this all appears from market reality, critics are accusing Amazon of buying and lavishly marketing Melania as essentially a bribe to ingratiate themselves to the White House. Toby, how much money is this movie actually going to make?
I mean, it's expected to make $2 to $5 million in its opening weekend, which is not a lot of money, but I guess it's a lot of money for a documentary. Amazon is trying to say that this is not obviously a B word. It is something that they bought because they think customers are going to love it. That, I guess, remains to be seen. Where this is a big departure from tradition, though, is that first ladies typically do not do this while they are still in the White House. That's not to say that after leaving the White House, they don't try to, monetize their stories in a way. Often that comes in the form of a book. I mean, Michelle Obama wrote Becoming. Hillary Clinton also has written multiple memoirs. If you even go back to Eleanor Roosevelt, she sold her autobiography rights in 1937 for $2 million today. That faced a lot of criticism at that time. So this is almost something that has happened before, but never on this scale, never during an active presidency. And it's kind of throwing into question, like, what is the First Lady allowed to do? What should they do? What is the role of the First Lady in modern society? All those questions are being brought up because Amazon is just spending so much money on this thing.
And Melania herself is pocketing $30 million from Amazon's purchase of the rights. There's another angle here, which is who is directing the movie, and his name is Brett Ratner. He is best known for the Rush Hour trilogy, but back in 2017, he was accused of sexual misconduct by multiple women and was essentially canceled. Melania is his first feature film in 12 years. And it's not going to be his last, because remember how Trump actually pushed David Ellison at Paramount to make a Rush Hour 4? Well, Ratner is going to come back and direct that as well.
Yeah, there's a reason why Ratner just suddenly became thrust into the public eye, and it really is this documentary. But then there's also some critique. Is this even a documentary at all if the subject of the film has producer credits, if they have editorial input? Like, then does it just become myth making? That is some of the criticism that most movie critics in general have shown. But a lot of documentarians are going like, this just doesn't happen for our industry. It is really hard to make money, even with the biggest documentaries ever released. And now Melania is just completely bucking the trend because they never get these widespread theatrical releases.
Yeah, so only 5 documentaries have ever made at least $75 million in North America. That's how much Amazon is paying for this. Those documentaries are Fahrenheit 9/11, which was in 2004, which is by Michael Moore. March of the Penguins, an absolute classic.
Whoa.
Michael, and then to come 3 music ones. Michael Jackson's This Is It, which I love that movie. Justin Bieber, Never Say Never, which I love that movie. And finally, Hannah Montana and Miley Cyrus, Best of Both Worlds concert, which also I love that movie.
I've seen the last two only. I haven't even seen March of the Penguins. Come on, Toby. You got to watch better documentaries. Moving on. So you may hate that Southwest got rid of its open seating and free checked bags, but man, do investors love it. Shares jumped the most since 1978 on Wednesday, surging 19% after execs painted a rosy picture of what life will look like under their new strategy. While other airlines like Delta lean heavily on premium seats to drive profits, Southwest's egalitarian seating strategy meant it was missing out. Delta raked in nearly $4 billion in profit last year, Southwest just $512 million. But here's the wild part. For 2026, the carrier expects earnings to quadruple. CEO Bob Jordan said in an interview the changes move Southwest from kind of mid-pack in terms of profit margins to top of the industry margins. Neil, for a long time, Southwest hung its hat on a no-frills flying model. Now it's looking a lot frillier and a lot more competitive because of it.
When anything happens in the airline industry, any airline changes its strategy, I always go to Gary Leff, who writes this blog, View from the Wing. He is an airline industry expert who a lot of people look to for insights. He's not convinced about Southwest turnaround. He wrote, "You would not expect a strategy of taking the most financially successful airline in history, which is Southwest. It had always turned a profit until COVID every single year for over 50 years, discarding everything unique about their business model and copying financial laggards, JetBlue and American, but worse because they lack ACC power, seatback entertainment, functional Wi-Fi, first-class lounges, and ovens for hot meals on board to a recipe for success." So he is not buying what Jordan, the CEO of Southwest, is putting down by making these incremental changes that don't actually address what customers actually want to see in their airline.
Well, CEO Bob Jordan is framing it in this way. He's emphasizing choice, saying that customers can buy the product that they want, which feels ironic because the earlier model also emphasized choice. Like you could have free reign over where you were seating. So that's one of the talking points that they're doing. And then the other thing that executives are kind of saying is that maybe customers don't care about all those things that Leff just mentioned, because service quality and on-time arrivals are probably the two things that customers care about the most. So maybe we don't need seatback outlets. Maybe you don't need in-screen entertainment. They just want their planes on time, and they just want it to be a quality experience overall. So Southwest had the lowest cancellation rate of any major U.S. airline last year. Maybe it'll just hang its hat on that.
I think that doesn't vie with reality, because the only two airlines that are doing well right now and have separated themselves from the pack are Delta and United, and they have all those things, all those features: seatback entertainment, Wi-Fi, lounges. They're the only two airlines that are actually making a lot of money right now, and Southwest is not exactly investing in those. Actually, the CEO did say that they were thinking about doing lounges. Southwest Lounge, is that
I don't know. Lounge. I never go to lounges in general. You're the lounge guy. So I think this is very funny, though. Like, we talked about Southwest ending open seating earlier this week, and I was very against it. You were like, I kind of liked I like assigned seating. Now we've fully flipped on it after reading a little bit more about it. All right, we're going to take a quick break and come back with our Stock of the Week, Dog of the Week right after this.
Let's head to Stock of the Week, Dog of the Week, the segment where Toby and I pick one stock that's going to complete dry January and another that had no discipline. I won the pre-show Math Olympiad, so I get to go first. And my stock of the week is Zoom, not because people are video chatting more, but because it made a remarkably timely bet on an AI giant. Zoom stock popped 18% this week after analysts at Baird announced a discovery. Back in 2023, Zoom's venture arm invested in Anthropic, the maker of the Claude chatbot, that's now valued at $350 billion. Zoom most likely sunk in about $50 million in Anthropic back then, meaning it could see a return of about 78 times its initial outlay. Baird estimated that Zoom's current Anthropic stake could be worth between $2 billion and $4 billion, and the biggest payoff is yet to come. The analyst wrote, Zoom is literally invested in Anthropic's Claude success, and as Anthropic IPO rumors accelerate, the investment could become even more meaningful. Zoom finding a bunch of billions in its back pocket couldn't come at a better time, as it struggled to recapture the glory days of the pandemic. Shares began cratering in the summer of 2021 and are now down about 83% from their COVID peak. Toby, this is like betting on the Patriots to reach the Super Bowl back in August.
It's never actually a good sign if the biggest thing that makes your stock pop is the fact that you invested in another company, but I think Zoom will take any W that they can at this point. Others do have access to the golden goose of Anthropic, though. Amazon has a very large stake in Anthropic. They invested $8 billion back when the company was traded or was around a $60 billion valuation. Google has $3 to $4 billion in Anthropic as well. It's tough to know exactly how much they're worth now, but it is a lot of money. So this is a story that you can see play out on bigger scales with bigger companies as well. But I do want to shout out another company too, and that is FTX, the crypto exchange that imploded a few years ago. It bought an 8% stake in Anthropic in an early round where it was valued at $500 million. So it had the earliest investment of all of them. It eventually sold that stake during bankruptcy proceedings for $884 million. Pretty good return. But if this next round of funding goes through and it values it at $350 billion, that investment alone would have been worth $28 billion. It would have been plenty to make all creditors whole. So FTX, low-key, the best Anthropic investor of them all.
Redemption for Sam Bankman-Fried. Can we talk about how insane this IPO slate is going to be this year? Not only is SpaceX planning to go public in the biggest IPO of all time, Anthropic is going to go public as well, or wants to, and it's currently valued at $350 billion. Usually that's going to rise ahead of the IPO. So we're seeing like $500, $600 billion IPO. And then also the Wall Street Journal reported last night that OpenAI is laying the groundwork for a public listing later this year in Q4. It wants to be Anthropic to the public market. So potentially we could see SpaceX, OpenAI, and Anthropic all go public this year. The hottest club in New York City is going to be the stock exchange.
My dog of the week is the whole damn US dollar because it just hit a 4-year low. It spent all week falling compared to a basket of other currencies, bringing its total slide this year to nearly 10%. What does a weaker dollar actually mean? Well, it depends. If you're an importer of global goods, tough luck, it makes things more expensive. If you're an exporter, though, suddenly your doodads and trinkets are more competitive compared to your global peers. Most likely, though, you're not an importer or an exporter at all, but you are a traveler. A weaker dollar raises the cost of your overseas trips, from hotels to flights to the doodads and trinkets that you buy abroad. Now, don't get me wrong, the US dollar is still strong historically speaking. It's also still the world's so-called reserve currency, but cracks are forming due to a combination of Trump's trade war threats, overseas markets getting their swagger back, and the greenback behaving more like a risky currency than ever before. Neil, with the dollar looking this bad, I'll take any extra ones you have lying around off your hands.
All right, hit me with the Venmo request and I'll consider it. The show contains multitudes. We just talked about Zoom making money from an Anthropic stake, and now we're talking about the collapse of the American-led world order, because that's what this is. The dollar strength is tied to American exceptionalism. And when foreign investors are putting money in the United States, and the United States economic growth is going faster than the rest of the world, that's when you see the dollar rise. And it is actually in free fall right now. And that was only propelled by comments from President Trump this week. When asked about the falling dollar, he didn't seem to care at all. He said, no, I think it's great. I think the value of the dollar, look at the business we're doing. The dollar is doing great. That led to another big slide in the dollar after those comments. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent the next day tried to clean that up a little bit with a little bit of a walk back. He said the U.S. always has a strong dollar policy, trying to emphasize to Wall Street and investors that the U.S. still believes that a strong dollar is in its best interest.
And we're not saying that the dollar is in a full-on collapse right now, but I'm going to steal a metaphor from an op-ed written in the Financial Times that said, like termites eating away at a house's woodwork, Trump's dysfunctional policies are eating away at its support and rendering the U.S. currency acutely vulnerable to future shocks. So basically no imminent collapse, but steadily hollowing out of the structure. The system that once looked very, very solid, it was just a de facto fact that the US dollar was always going to be strong, always going to be the world's reserve currency. Now it seems a little bit more vulnerable to some of these crazy geopolitical shocks that we see. It doesn't behave the way that it typically has in times of other crises. Usually a geopolitical crisis means a flight to the safety of the US dollar. That has not happened of late. When the Liberation Day tariffs were rolled out, that was a big shock to the global economy. The dollar actually fell, which was a massive departure of how it usually trades. So just certain cracks here and there developing. And usually when the dollar does chill out, it's more just apathy towards the craziness rather than any sort of resembling the structures of old that used to support the global economy.
Look out for termites. Let's sprint to the finish with some final headlines. The race is on to avoid another government shutdown, which would take place at midnight tonight if lawmakers don't approve a deal to fund a large chunk of the government. Last night, Senate leaders reached a bipartisan agreement endorsed by President Trump, but they still need to rally enough votes to pass it in time. Things seem to be smooth sailing to prevent a shutdown until last Saturday, when ICE agents fatally shot ICU nurse Alex Preddy in Minneapolis. After that, Senate Democrats and some Republicans said they wouldn't vote on a spending package that includes long-term funding for Homeland Security. The current deal, as it stands, separates funding for DHS from the broader spending plan and funds it for just 2 weeks while Congress debates potential ICE restrictions. Still, it's unclear whether the deal will be finalized by the midnight deadline because there are holdouts. The odds of a shutdown are 68% on Kalshi as of this morning.
One potential thing to keep an eye on as this shutdown looms is tax filing season. Remember, that opened on Monday. What would a shutdown mean for the IRS? Obviously, it's a little bit of uncharted territory because as any CPA or as any just accountant knows, this is the height of filing season. And if IRS workers are furloughed, that throws everything into up in the air. The IRS has said that they promise to get you refunds issued within 21 days of filing. They are sticking to that. And it also has just a little bit more importance this filing season because remember, Trump has kind of hung his hat on these large refunds tied to the big, beautiful tax bill. So this is a big thing that is going to go towards talking about affordability leading into midterm elections. If those returns cannot be processed in time, you lose some of that luster. So just a sub note to look at as we process if the government is actually going to shut down.
All right, let's close out this Friday show with some upbeat news. Life expectancy in the United States just hit an all-time high. According to a new National Center for Health Statistics report, an American born in 2024 can expect to live to age 79 on average, a more than half-a-year increase from 2023 and the highest level on record. The increased longevity is the result of two main factors. Deaths from drug overdoses and COVID-19 are way down. At the peak of the pandemic, COVID was the third leading cause of death in the U.S. Now it's number 15. Meanwhile, drug overdose deaths have plummeted from epidemic levels. In 2023, synthetic opioids like fentanyl were involved in around 73,000 deaths. Last year, they tumbled 34% to 48,000. Health experts say that while this is undoubtedly good news, the U.S. trails most other wealthy countries in terms of life expectancy, so there's still plenty of work to do. Still, Toby, Brian Johnson would be proud. That is all the time we have. Thanks so much for starting your morning with us and have a wonderful Friday.
Great show today, Neil. I wish you all well.
Welcome to Stocks in Translation, Yahoo Finance's video podcast that cuts through the market mayhem, the noisy numbers, and the hyperbole to give you the information you need to make the right trade for your portfolio. I'm Jared Blicker, your host, and with me is my co-host, Yahoo Finance senior reporter Brooke DePalma, who's here to connect the dots and to be that bridge between Wall Street and Main Street. Today, we're going to be talking about all things ETF. From plain vanilla stocks to their leveraged cousins, to commodities like gold and silver, to more advanced products using derivatives, the kind Warren Buffett calls weapons of mass destruction. Our phrase of the day, market concentration. Just because we've got lots of participation doesn't mean you don't own too much NVIDIA. And for Market Show and Tell, we're looking at a large cap energy ETF exploring the concept of trading ranges. As they say, the longer the base, the higher in space. What that means for your energy plays. And this episode is brought to you by the number 13. When we look at leverage ETFs, that's how much more the ETF crowd is long versus short. We're going to tell you what happened the last time we hit these eye-watering levels of bullishness. And today we are welcoming back Todd Sohn, CMT. That stands for Chartered Market Technician. So we're going to be digging into some voodoo technical analysis. He leads ETF research at Strategas, where he works with institutional clients, and he writes some of the most innovative and actionable ETF flows reports in the industry. That's why we've dubbed Todd here the ETF Whisperer. Before we get into market concentration, Todd, set the table for us in 2026. What are we walking into?
Okay, so I think 26 is about, we'll talk about concentration,
yes,
participation, right? How many stocks are in on the move,
breadth,
and sensation. How bullish is the crowd getting leading into this year? And listen, it's a global bull market. Things are in still pretty good shape, but I have some concerns about the third part of that, the sensation. Folks are getting.
And what does your rumination lead you to say?
There'll be a speed bump.
Yeah.
The setup is eerily similar to the start of 2025, right? Coming off of a really great year. The backdrop of earnings and margins still really strong, but folks are going to get very bullish because of how strong the markets have been in the equity space. So I would not get too deterred. I don't want to sound bearish or anything like that. I just would be mindful of perhaps the potential to get tripped up at some point in the first half.
Let's stick with one of the phrases that you mentioned with our phrase of the day, and that is market concentration. That's when a small group of big stocks drive a huge chunk of an index or your portfolio. So you can have broad participation and still be overexposed to one or two names. As Jared said in the intro, just because lots of stocks are up doesn't mean you don't own too much NVIDIA. And Todd, this is something you've really been focusing on recently, even saying that investors perhaps are forced into market concentration. So just walk us through that.
I think there's a confrontation with concentration ahead for investors, right? This does not mean that it is a lack of market breadth out there, right? You have 10 stocks that make up 40% of the S&P 500. That is multi-decade highs. That's been the story of the last year and a half. Defensive sectors in the S&P 500 are at a 35-year low. That's energy, healthcare, staples, utilities. They're only about 19% now. And so whenever you are buying an ETF, a large cap passive ETF, you're going to be allocating $40 out of 100 to those 10 stocks. It's the same thing if you're buying large cap growth, if you're buying an AI thematic ETF, or even momentum and quality. They all own stuff like NVIDIA, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon. That's greatly benefited everyone. But I think now is a great time to say, hey, how much of this do I actually own? Because there's so many other opportunities abroad. Right.
We're going to get to that in a second. I love all the opportunities that you've laid out in your most recent report. I want to get to that level, that number you just mentioned, 40%. That is the market weight of the 10 largest stocks in the S&P 500. You said, is it going to, you wondered aloud, is it going to go to 50% or 30% first? And just kind of walk us through that one.
That is a very important question. If you go to 50%, right?
That's huge.
You're getting more and more concentrated. Clearly, that means AI.
We're going to call it the NVIDIA 500 or something.
Yeah, exactly. and that probably starts to bring in some sort of benchmark rules too, right? There are rules, regulated investment company rules that say you can only have a certain percentage of your assets in a certain amount of stocks. That's a whole other category. If you went down to 30%, that means passive indices are probably going through some sort of hiccup, right? Maybe the earnings disappointed. But other areas are likely picking up steam. Maybe it's healthcare, maybe it's industrials or staples, for example.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of implications on what gets hit first. Now, the one I didn't mention in that sentence and that you didn't mention is what happens when we just stay at 40? Well, okay, that's fine too. That's status quo, which I don't mind, but I still think investors need to realize how much of the ingredients that they have in their portfolios.
Todd, I really like the way you phrase it. You said they were at this point of confrontation for concentration. So,
Yeah.
for investors who are looking at their portfolio right now, what are some indicators they should be looking for to realize I'm at a confrontation right
Yeah.
now?
Well, just take a look at, say, do I own the S&P 500? Do I own large cap growth? And then do I own a thematic fund that has a lot of tech in it? They need to do a deep dive. And there's software out there. There's people like myself that can help and say, well, hey, what's in my portfolio total? And then do I own international? Do I own small caps? Do I own alternatives out there to help kind of water down and dilute that exposure just in case you're going to need it at some point? This
Just
is
in
just,
case.
yeah, you need to have insurance out there, right? Because you have benefited from large cap growth and AI, especially over the last couple of years. But too much of a good thing can be harmful at some point.
Let's talk about some of those names, some of those new ETF tickers, and maybe not all of them are new, but that offer alternatives. And I would note that I've become a prize thanks to your work to buffer funds and their popularity. And that's basically, if the S&P 500 goes up 20% this year, you might be limited or capped at 10%, but also your downside is capped. That's just one example. And that's just one tiny slice of the ETF market. So tell us about the options that exist out
There
there.
are so many. There are so many. And it all depends on the type of investor, the demographic, right? Your age can be very important for buffer ETFs. Right?
Mhm.
They give you downside protection, say up to 20% of the S&P or the NASDAQ. And if you are maybe closer to retirement or you're about to make a large purchase, a home, a car, whatever it might be, that buffer fund can help you if you're nervous about the market taking a very large hit in the near term. The other options, you can buy a covered call fund where I'm going to sell options against an index to generate income. There are things like managed futures, which I know are near, I
Mhm.
think, and dear to you, Jared.
Yes.
I love those because they can be crash protection in a sense, right? If the market were to take a hit, maybe some other areas such as commodities or fixed income get a boost, and that's where that managed future space can offer you lower correlated returns. That's the key word here.
Correlation,
Yeah.
low correlation.
Looking for low to uncorrelated ETFs to fit into your portfolio to balance out U.S. equities.
So it takes a little bit of research here. All right, we got to get into today's market show and tell, and we are looking at trading ranges today. And we're using the S&P Select Energy Spider Fund, ticker XLE, as an example. So a trading range is when price bounces between a floor and a ceiling for a while. It's not trending up or trending down, it's coiling. And XLE has been in a big trading range going back about 3 to 4 years. But if you max out the chart to the ETF's inception at the very beginning of the century, we see that this is the third time that XLE has tried to break through that $45 to $50 area. So it tried in 2008 and 2014, and it pretty quickly crashed down each time. And now that XLE has spent about 3 years consolidating under the $50 level, I got to think, well, if this thing breaks, as Ralph Alcampora says, the godfather of technical analysis, the longer the base, the higher in space.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Welcome back to the last stream of the week. We got one more stream coming up on ASFX TV in about 40 minutes or so. We'll hop on here pre-market, look at some trades from the overnight. If you had any, you got any questions, we'll go over yesterday's trades as well. Let me bring up my screen here. Let's have a good one. I appreciate you guys hanging pre-market, waiting for us to get on. So let's have a good one here, shall we? Anyone having a really good week? Any bad week? I guess more importantly, own up to the losses. If you're having a tough week, how'd you get there? What can we be doing differently? I got nothing on this morning. PPI news just came out, correct? Yeah, so US just had 8:30 PPI. Now the rest of the board is clear for the afternoon, which is good, I guess. But looking at our levels, let's bring over this 15-minute. I see some people in the chat already. What's up, Tris? Bobby Boucher, as always. Chef Trade, as always. Bobby, I took a L yesterday. Now back at 440 to a payout from 300. That's nothing. Lost 140 bucks. Nice and slow. Don't go in all eager to make back the 140 and then another 300 to get the payout today, Bobby. If it happens on Monday or Tuesday, that's just as good as long as the money hits the bank. So assess what you did yesterday. Where was the loss? What went wrong? What should you have maybe done? It might not even been a bad trade, or you might have taken a good trade and it lost. Don't focus on that target of 3,000. Just take the next good setup in front of you, all right, with proper risk. Don't now double down and get yourself further from it, all right? But let's look at the 15-minute. Big move down yesterday at the open on stream. Big move down. Not too surprised that we didn't make another new low after that. It's almost like we ran out of gas. Like we just used all of the points on the day in the first hour. 640 points on NQ. What the fuck? So, do we really expect another 200-point move after, another 100-point at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock? I mean, that'd be a very impressive day. So, the fact that it didn't make another new low isn't too surprising. It didn't turn into a bullish day like we were maybe saying it could have in the afternoon, just because we had made an all-time high the day prior, at least on ES. But looking at since the changeover, buyers didn't sustain this. Really, buyers were in at 10:45. 11 o'clock, right? That's where our bounce came from, that sellers went away or lost some strength. That it was all buyers since then, but they weren't able to sustain it since the changeover. It's still lower highs and lower lows. So looking at it now, if you just go to ES as well, could this be a lower high to get back down to yesterday's low? Sure. We have a few levels that you can see on my chart. We're right at the previous day's point of control. I know Randy looks at that as a nice level to potentially find some bounces off of, or if we could break through it, will we below it? Maybe going for the value area low down here. So we got a few levels, but definitely not looking too bullish overnight that we just want to step in and hammer some longs. This VWAP is old. Get rid of that. But go into no bias. It's a Friday. Hopefully you guys are having a good week. Nothing crazy to do if you're on green or red. See what the 15 minutes shakes out as. We'll find a nice trade afterwards. Part of me feels like the sell-off was too strong and extended that the retrace back to VWAP was buyers reclaiming. I mean, it just can't sustain 700 points and then go another 400 or 200 or whatever. Shouldn't say it can't, but like it just, we've seen so many times that's the daily range. It used all its gas in the first hour. Now we're just going to be in here. AJ, what's up? Good morning. Austin, what's up? Good morning. You're muted, at least to me.
Good morning, everybody. I said we're in here, brother. We are in here. Yeah, the news overnight was the Fed chair announcement, right? This guy. Yep. Listen to this. You ready for the Twitter theory on this guy? We have to talk about this a couple times today. Okay, let me pull it up so I read it correctly. So I said to you, so I think you'll remember, I said that it doesn't matter who he picks, whoever he picks to be the Fed chair will have to be someone that will do what he wants. He would never be dumb enough to pick someone that we would think would betray him or not go with his, it's not Trump's character. Whether you like him or not, that's not his character. So the person's going to follow his lead. So to that point, we're going to fact check this. Okay. So we're not going to just jump into believing this. But this morning on Twitter, the Kevin Warsh pick exposes the entire game. Here's why. The Federal Reserve was never independent, but this move proves the cartel is done pretending. Follow the ties. Kevin Warsh is married to Jane Lauder, billionaire heiress to the Estee Lauder fortune, which I think is like women's beauty products.
Yeah.
Her father, Ronald Lauder, is Trump's college best friend. Ronald is the president of the World Jewish Congress. All right, that last part, we're not going to talk about that because I'm not going to entertain like that. But if the other part is true, if they are close college, if he is friends with this guy's wife's dad, that would maybe align with what I'm saying, which is that he was only going to pick someone that's going to do what he wants, that he's going to be able to sit down and have a backroom conversation with if he would drink or smoke, like, you know what I'm saying? Sit down, have a real conversation with. These are the people that I would expect him to pick. So that I feel like if that theory is true, it aligns with this idea of like, doesn't matter who he picks. The Fed's no longer independent. The Fed is going to do what Trump says. I think we'll see, but I think that's what I think.
I saw that tweet. I didn't read the whole thing, but I saw the whole thing with the lineage chain.
I'm going to grok the tweet because, like you can click grok and see if it's true. It is true.
Yeah. So his
father. So
that's like his father-in-law's friend with Trump.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yes.
That's good. It's good that he's in there with the in-laws, that they like him.
Yeah.
Enough to get him a job.
So, like on Polymarket and shit, how you can like bet, basically like play prediction markets. You're basically betting.
Yeah, he was favorited heavily.
He was, but like, see how it's at 93 right? When this photo was taken, it was 93 for Kevin to be picked. I saw that at 65 yesterday. So at some point yesterday, the information was out there. If you had it, you knew Trump was going to make the announcement kind of thing. And it started leaking, I feel like, to and was showing in the prediction markets more than anything else. You know, for it to be at 65 then 93 kind of was like telling you the direction we were headed.
Yeah. I mean, it was only a couple hours early, but
Yeah, we're talking hours, right? Exactly. Did you read this from Brian this morning? He said, nice to see Bitcoin finally getting the move it's supposed to, down to the 80 to 78K range. So his note to his Alpha Trend subscribers said, Bitcoin tried to advance but was rejecting. It's battling the VWAP from the November low and remains below the year-to-date anchored VWAP. Price is also below the anchored VWAP from the year-to-date high and other prior peaks, suggesting persistent supply. He wrote, the highlighted part says, multiple failed rallies and repeated tests of support raise the odds of a breakdown towards 78 or 80,000. So he's saying multiple tests of the support of the low VWAP here and failed rallies, right? Failed to take any of the VWAPs above, tells him that we probably retest these lows. What do we call this, Evan? The nut. That's the nut. You see it? Where you can get that trade into structure. Yeah. So he's talking about the nut. We should have a segment at the seminar about the nut. He goes, a drawn head and shoulders pattern would project a much lower target near 45K if fully completed. That would be measuring the neckline and the moves based on like math. Overall tone, not aggressively bearish, but Bitcoin looks technically broken below key anchors and moving average. A deeper pullback into support could create a later buy zone. Great take, right?
Yeah, if you try to read it like how we would any other stock, try to not be biased that it's Bitcoin.
Right. Because I'm sure Brian's not disillusioned to the fundamental side of Bitcoin and its potential, right, as a currency. But I don't know if we're in that boat. I mean, gold and silver yesterday, now at these prices that we're at, had their biggest down days ever, basically wiping millions and millions of dollars in market cap, which is unheard of. You know,
Trader
but
Nick
remember,
finally got out of his trade.
Oh, nice.
He was in a crazy long for like December, and that pullback got him because he was trailing stop.
Oh,
and that'll get you on a trailing stop.
Look at the daily candle there on that's silver. So everyone laughed at me last week when I sold at $98, right? Well, we're under that now. So let's see how I do, bro. Let's see how I do.
You didn't call the top.
They didn't call the top, but I still got out near the top. So we'll see. And then gold too, because gold is going to follow here. Look at that. I mean, all-time high on gold now is 5,600. It's down 12% already.
12% discount.
Yep. It's
Can
crazy.
You get 20 though? I like a nice 25, 50% Black Friday deal, you know?
I mean, look at that weekly candle on gold, bro.
I mean, look at the ones leading up to it. Jeez.
No, gold. I mean, they've been on a tear. You can look at platinum. It's the same thing. Look at platinum futures, ripped. Look at that, dude. From 800, even 1,000, tripled. The volatility in the metals is just crazy, which just really, it has to make you wonder, bro, the value of the cash in your bank account. Where's my wallet? The cash in my wallet. It's literally falling apart. It has to be with these metals going like this, and it's only going to get worse until it's worth nothing. You know what? I almost threw away 2 quarters on my counter because I was like, where do I even put these? No longer do we have a coin holder, right? Like you did back in the day. You would put the
parking
coin
meter sometimes. A lot of them take cards now.
Think about, like in the simplest form, that is the devaluation. You're willing to throw away money because it's just taking up space and there's nowhere to put it.
A penny or a nickel or a dime. Yeah.
When you think about it like that, when I say it like that, it's fucked. The money is worthless. You have to get out of dollars. Like holding dollars is terrible. The only thing to hold is either assets or some type of other currency, like a Bitcoin or a commodity or something, because look at the value, look at the value. It's literally, it isn't so much that the assets are gaining all this value. It's the dollar that it's priced in is just getting fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucked. Royally fucked.
I mean, I remember in my car, like anytime I got any change, like, yeah, you just throw it in there and it would just build up. You probably have like $11, $12 in there, but it looked like a lot.
Yeah.
But now it's like, what the hell do I need these dimes for? Get these out of here. Like, I'm not holding 110 dimes.
Yeah. 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 I agree, Trev. I think people hold sometimes too long. I don't understand the concept of that. You know what I mean? As a younger guy and coming with my background, like I just don't understand holding it forever. You know what I mean? So because there's always going to be another investment, just like there's always going to be another trade. I think that's where people go wrong. They think like you have, like, even in your retirement account, you can close trades and then not withdraw the money and pay the penalty. You can then put in another trade. You don't have to just buy stocks for your retirement account. You can buy and sell and then buy again. Just don't take the money out. You don't pay the penalty. So it's complicated, right? Like, this is stuff like most people just go to their job and shut the fuck up. They don't want to talk about this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But if you're listening to this, you're trying to get on the right side of it. So it's good conversation. David said, how do you join the giveaway? So if you go to the link on screen, asfx.tv, or you go to the link in my bio, the link in Evan's bio, you can sign up for ASFX TV. We're going to be live there at Market Open. Today, we are going to stay live on YouTube and on X for you guys, just to give you an inside look at what we do every day on stream for our members. But the members chat gets priority. I put this YouTube chat away. We focus on our members once we get into the stream, and those people get access to the giveaway link and the giveaway sheet. So if you want to be a part of the giveaways, if you want access to the streams all week next week, if you want access to the courses, the Discord, everything that we do, it's all free. Just click the link in my bio and sign up. It's free. There's no gimmick. You do have to put your information in, but there's no strings, no click this, watch this, and then you get it. No, bro, it's just join. Come hang out for a month and you'll see if it's a good fit for you. We're not for everybody, but we're growing like a motherfucker, 15, 20% a month. So people clearly like it. Ryan, good morning, buddy. So we're right at that previous day POC. I talked to Michael about the indicator. He is going to add the weekly point of controls as well as another toggle, since Randy was using that. He said he'll add that. So I think the value area today, because of that move, is so big. You really, like, based on the way at least Randy's explaining it to us and Zach explains it to us, like, longs up here in that discovery or shorts way down there under the value area low. So anything else in here is fair game. But for you and me, bro, there's a lot of money to be made in there, right? Like, that's a 60-point range. There's a lot. We can do a lot in there.
Yeah, I mean, if it holds below this overnight, there'd be a lot more room to find trades to the low, rather than like if we get above this POC, there's still some room to the high of day. You have to wait to be a buyer.
Yeah. What'd you think of my trading yesterday?
Did I see the afternoon one? Oh, I saw your long. Yeah, I actually took something similar.
Did you?
Was that it? Oh no, you took advantage of the slide at the open. Yeah,
I did. I had 2 trades. I took the payout. I took the trade, had the payout, had another trade.
Yeah, momentum at the open with Randy. That was a good short. Quick short, 20 points. See you later.
This one was nasty. Yep.
And then the afternoon long, yeah.
Dude, so you look at that, right? And that's 69.75 to 69.56. So that's like 20 points, 15 points, whatever that quick math is. I'm not that fast right now.
58 now. We're at your exit.
Look at that move. So then you look at that and you're like, Austin, you left money on the table. I see it as, no, I took the easy money out of the trade and got done trading before 10:15. You know what I'm saying? And took a daily payout. I don't ever try to get this whole move, everybody. I'm just looking for the nut, the high probability.
Watch my Instagram. Did I rub off on you?
Yeah, you always rub off on. I rub off on you. I rub off to you. You know what I'm saying? Whoa. So then I took the payout. The payout hit $550. And then because they cleared the account, then I come in and I found the second trade in the afternoon. I bought it at 57 and I sold it at previous day New York VWAP at like 70. So I caught 13 points there. And that was just small, 3 contracts. So the first trade was small yesterday. Second, we had good volatility yesterday. So you didn't need a lot of contracts. So now I'm up 180 already on the cleared balance. So if I make 150 today, I could take out even more money. So we're rocking.
Very interesting. Fizzled out. Slow climb back.
The same day payout from the pre-live account and then trading again, making money, setting it up for another payout. That would be, if I do this today and I can take the 7th payout of the month, that would be pretty sick. If you look at this, everybody, these are my payouts from top one. You can see based on the balances, like these were clearly from the challenge accounts because they're even numbers. And then these are all my pre-live payouts, all since December 29th, basically a month. So if I could take one more, that'd be 7 payouts in 30 days. They're not massive, but they add up. You know what I mean? But I'm taking them as soon as I got the green, basically. Oh, logged me out.
Yeah, that'll happen. Bobby said he took a short yesterday where we went long, probably. If you had to guess. I went short around the same time, but I took the L. The short yesterday, I don't have it on here, but I think the overnight view up was a little bit above us, actually hitting it. So something like that. The short was probably here, right, Bobby? Or anyone else that took a short in the afternoon? And it's not bad. I think I had a lower day view up on as well. I think ES actually rejected it NQ didn't come quite as close. Let's go over there and look at that real quick. On the regular trading hours, if you put on a low of day VWAP yesterday in the afternoon, yeah. So you get a hold or no hold of New York. The overnight VWAP was retested here. Gets back below New York. That would be okay. Let's sell this thing back down. One would be this giant move. I'm not really expecting another new low a day to be made just because we've used so much of the volatility. The low a day set at 11 o'clock, and we just slowly start grinding higher and stay within the high and low. I'm not betting that we're going to be super bullish and close at a new high of day. I just don't know if I want to get another breakout. Right? And it could because it was obviously sellers in control that day. But then seeing sellers fail to take that low of day VWAP, get back above New York, it was like, okay, here's the break, retest, let's go higher. So it was really just not falling into, I want to find another breakout and trend today. I was like, I think the trend's set. This was the range. We often don't see a 600-point move, pullback, another 200-point move. So just playing what I often see on these big volatility days. That's why I was comfortable long in it. And it's just a quick scout back to this previous structure. So didn't get this. I mean, what do you got to wait till? You got to wait till 2:30, 3:30. Not doing that.
Yeah, it's tough for today to be making a decision here to trade pre-market at this level, just where we're sitting. You could see it bouncing and then pushing up into the 80s, 68, 90, 68, 9, like even to 7,000. You could see that. You could also see it going back towards those overnight lows at 20. So like I'm not really willing to do anything into the open here. I'd rather just wait for the opening range to set. So I think like for the listeners here, some of you were like struggling to know what to do at what period of time in the morning, right? Like you want to trade, but that doesn't mean you should be in a trade. So you should be constantly processing the thought in your mind of like, is this my setup or am I just reading the market and thinking I have an idea of where it could go? You know what I mean? And then when you document your trades really clearly, if you use something like TradeZella, like you'll see when you're winning and losing majority of your trades. I know I'm making my money after 9:45. So even when I'm confident, even when I'm doing well, that doesn't mean I'll trade Asian session. That doesn't mean I'll just trade pre-market. That's where my downfall is actually giving into the urge to trade just because I am making money. I do something consistent, make money at 10:30 to 11 o'clock every day, 10 a.m. to 11 o'clock every day. And that confidence then leads me to then trading Asian session and I lose. And then I'm like, what the fuck did I just give back those green days for? Well, it's overconfidence. So you really want to be balancing that. And I think the way you balance it is by asking yourself, am I just reading the market and maybe giving into temptation to wanting to trade? Or is this my setup? Do I need to be involved in this because I know this is where I'm making money? See the difference? We sold a boot camp ticket a minute ago. Kevin Greener from Brickell, Miami.
Ooh. All right.
So that means we're at like 6 or 7 tickets left.
6, 7. Okay.
Oh.
You just can't do it anymore. You can't say those numbers. Someone's got to do
You're
it.
such a kid, bro. Just
I
leave it
literally-
be. Like I don't even think that when I say it. Like just leave it alone.
Got to keep it alive.
Got to keep it alive.
AJ 250 away from passing a challenge. Nice. Got some moves off this overnight, I guess.
Nice, AJ. I'm looking forward to meeting AJ at the boot camp. He'll be there. Should we run the highlight reel? I think we should run the highlight reel. You haven't showed it in a couple of days.
No, go for it.
Okay, we're running it. Love it. Fired up. Between that going on right now, selling these last couple of tickets and the 60% off top one futures thing, it's got a lot cooking, dude. The daily payouts are cooking my side. When's your next payout? I know you took the payout like 2 weeks ago. What do you got cooking next for everybody?
1,200 away on one account, so hopefully by next week.
Okay.
I haven't traded too much this week on that account. I built the other one up to another $1,200 away on that.
Cool.
So we'll get those two, and then we'll take out 5K hopefully before Valentine's Day.
That'd be good.
I'll have
Yeah,
to spend it all.
Trev, see, he's got to take it out before Valentine's Day. That should answer the question if he's got a girlfriend or not.
Yeah, what do you want, Trev? You sad?
Trev, you got a suitor? You want to send one of your bitches his way? Like, what's up? We got Tate and Thomas in the hot seat today.
Nice.
Yeah. For the Black Shirt Club meeting. So that should be good too. Thomas's first one back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got 30 minutes. I would still like to. I always want longs, man. I love America. So if we could hold this overnight view up and pop higher, that'd be nice. But we could very quickly take this overnight view up and try to head back towards these lows. So you just stay unbiased. You just see what levels are held or not held at the open, really. Right in the middle of yesterday's move. No more news the afternoon. See how stocks want to shake out.
It's funny that you lead with, I love America. Yeah, well, the market might not love this guy that they've selected for the Fed. You know, that's kind of what I'm thinking, because he at one point was more willing to cut, it seemed like, but he backpedaled on that a little bit. But again, I just don't believe that. Like, I don't know if I believe that. I've been around too long to just believe what the mainstream news is saying about these people. No, bro. Trump wouldn't. I believe more in my judgment of Trump's character. And like, Trump would not pick somebody that would ever fuck him over.
Yeah, they were also talking about like that guy doesn't like crypto and all that stuff.
I didn't see that.
I don't think he would pick someone that wouldn't be in line with his crypto.
Right.
So like, shut that down quick.
Nice, AJ.
Nice, AJ. 22 Jump Street, yeah. Hopping out of limos with some doves. I mean, Tampa's going to be good. March is going to be fun.
I'm renting a Hellcat.
You're what?
Just kidding. Just kidding.
In Tampa?
Don't get excited.
Yeah, get a slingshot.
So we have the indicator up on the left side of the screen, everybody. One of the tweaks we made this week was we turned off the signals before New York VWAP is set and before opening range is set, right? So that's going to be super helpful. We're still working on a couple of tweaks with the low of day, high of day VWAP and the overnight VWAP. We just want to make sure all that's painting correctly, no matter ETH or RTH, whatever you're looking at. But as you can see now, it'll blend in really well, just kind of giving you a bias, you know, without even having to look at the other indices. We can see as of right now, trend is mixed and we're underneath previous day New York VWAP on all three. So just something to be noting is we are not in a trending bullish market here this morning, right? So like, as much as we want that, and that's where a lot of us do well, it's not what we're seeing yet. Ignite accounts, you have to be so dialed with the amounts you're making to keep consistency. Yes, but you also can use the profit target lockouts, right? To just have the account, have that trade closed. You can even use profit target orders, right? But yes, you definitely need to be dialed for sure. But it's worth it. What's that guy's name? Tulisius. It's worth it. Because now if you get the pre-live account like I have, bro, no consistency score, no rules, daily payouts. You see what I'm saying? It's like a whole new world, bro.
Mm-hmm. And with the ignites, we also talk about like if you take 1,000 out, you have 1,500 left to stand a chance to probably go get another payout better than you do with a instant fund. You make 3,000, you take out 2,500, you got $500 to draw down.
Yeah, you're fucked.
So greater chance of that account being lost, which is fine if that's your plan. But like in terms of keeping accounts, ignites are probably easier to keep.
Yeah, definitely.
Isn't TradeAway coming out with a lockout soon? I thought someone said you can do it.
Look that up. Let's see if we can figure that out. Why is that not a thing now? I feel like it's
Tanner said it was, and
it is. I'm pretty sure it's through TradeAway prop.
Yeah. I don't think on TradingView, but I think TradeAway, yeah, something like that.
Right.
AJ, 15% on 100K is 15. I don't think I'll breach that anytime soon. Where are you getting that? What do you mean, AJ? That's not the 15% consistency rule.
Ev, if you go into Uscreen and look at today's description, when you see it, when I start the stream, I changed the links. I want you to clean yours up too, in whatever way you want for the middle of the week streams. Too many links under the videos, you know? Stop. Yeah, definitely such thing. Here, take a look at my screen right now. I'll show you what I did. So now it's just 2. It goes to my link in bio and then my YouTube. Yeah. I did a reroute yesterday for this link now. So this link goes to this, where everything is. I don't know if you saw this, but I got some new promos here. I got the sauna with the discount code, and I got the nicotine pouches with the discount code. So if anybody needs them, I got them. We got the supplements. We got now with Prop Firm Match and the podcast, got them involved. Tradezilla, Bookmap, Top One Futures. So I got you covered for a lot of different things. Health and wellness, supplements, prop challenges, trade journal, order flow. You need, streaming. We got it all here. Coaching program, free course, boot camp tickets, podcast. Look at that, 4.9 on Trustpilot. Let me look at that. Oh, that looks good. Don't you love that, bro? 5-star, 4.9. Whew. 379 reviews. I think we had a couple of new ones this week. Bruce, 2 days ago, better than expected. And that's actually funny because Bruce is leaving the Blackshirt Club this week. Bruce said, better than expected. Trading room has multiple people leading the room. Very consistent VWAP trading philosophy, but lots of variations. Austin rules the roost, but Evan, Randy, and James, Bruce, hold their own. And sometimes guests, all the leads are focused on and know their trading style. Attendees have a chance to participate beyond chatting, sometimes marked up trades, and are submitted to the panel to discuss them. Lots of education, lots of banter, definitely worth it. Only caveat, when we talk about the Eagles, that's when you get breakfast. Oh, dude, calm down, Bruce. Yeah, Bruce is in California, so he does not like the Eagles. That's a nice review. Thank you, Bruce. Have to say the room far exceeds expectations. Yeah, so I met him when we were at the event in LA. And at the event, he was like super skeptical, like, because he's an older guy. He's like, I don't know about Discord and all that. He's like, I don't know about group coaching and all that. But he stayed for 2 or 3 months. He's been hanging out with us, watching the recordings. He and I would hop on and do separate calls just so I would make sure he was feeling good and everything. But he's got a lot, his company, I think he works for Cigna, and they're firing a bunch of people. So he's been taking on extra workload. So, yeah, that's a nice one. What's Eric say? Eric Suschek. That's a nice last name. I've been watching the ASFX podcast for over a year now. If you're into Austin and his team's insight on the market, just join ASFX TV. It's really golden stuff. From Futures 2.0 to the live streams daily, if you're a VWAP trader and need some more guidance, this is a great group to be involved with. They answer your questions, have great conversations about how and why they view the market in a certain type of way, and show you how repeatable something can be within the stock market on a day-to-day basis. I've grown a lot as a trader, strategy-wise and psychology-wise, since joining. The community that comes is great as well because of trading being such a lonely path. Not a signal stream. Highly recommend to join. Thank you, Eric. That's a nice one. And then Daniel from the Blackshirt Club, best ROI. Austin, Evan, and Randy James are pros when teaching strategy. The accountability, follow-up, continuous Zoom meetings. Yeah, they like the 3 out of 3 times a week Zoom meetings. 10 out of 10. Best ROI comes when you invest in yourself. Surround yourself with real profitable traders, and you'll be the next one. This is my first month, and it's been an awesome experience. Yeah, we love having Daniel in the Blackshirt Club, dude. Lance. Dude, look at Lance's picture. What the hell is that? An old dude with a hockey mask on?
I don't know.
That's amazing. This is more than a trading group. It's community, very professional, but still fun. The guys always elaborate on the indices as a whole, get a real understanding of what's going on, come for the free trial, and stay for the profits. That's the Andre. You've seen Andre Jenks videos on YouTube? Have you ever seen him?
I don't think so.
He's got like a big millions and millions of subscribers finance channel, and his intros always are like, come for the finance, stay for the, and then whatever topic. That's how he introduced. Come for the finance, stay for the oil. He did an oil video the other day. So I get the joke, Lance. Thanks, buddy. But the reviews are cooking. So yeah, everybody, we'll be live on ASFX TV. Like I said, this is where we stream every day, all week long. This is separate from what I was just talking about, the Blackshirt Club. This is where we're going to prioritize the chat, answer the questions there, go over markups for those people, and of course, give them access to the giveaway. If you look over at Evan's screen real quick, you can see on our website, you can sign up for ASFX TV here as well. But if you want to find out more information about the Blackshirt Club, that's on the page as well. You can book a free call with me. You can click where it says learn more, and that'll take you to the webpage that kind of deep dives everything you get with the Blackshirt Club. Because we do have some space for some people that we're looking to bring on board here going into the next month.
Why is James's collar popped? Like, what is that? How that
he had that popped one day. No, he had that.
And he's got a button there.
No,
button there, like you think he's Dracula or something. I noticed it was like button, but collar popped. I don't know.
Dude, that is funny. No, he does look like Dracula a little bit in that picture. But in that picture at the bottom, he looks like He
Jason
looks like
Statham.
the DJ Fisher. That's who James always makes me think of.
He's got a regular color there, so he picked up a bad habit along the way.
Somewhere along the way, he definitely picked up
Somewhere he went
a
wrong.
Pop that thing, dude. Zipped up all the way like this, like ready to go. What do you got going on this weekend? Have anything good? I'm getting a haircut today.
Yeah, in the garage. Bougie bastards. Is it? At the house?
Yeah, but not in the basement, not in the garage. It's 5
Too
degrees
cold?
outside. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go out to dinner tomorrow. Too cold to golf this weekend. It was chilly all week. I think it's gonna get worse next weekend. Now, Sunday's a low of 33.
Yeah,
Fuck
I think there
off.
was snow in Tampa, in the Tampa area last night, like some
Yeah,
flurries.
that's 33 is insane.
Yeah.
I'd love to know the last time it was 33. And it's gonna get up to 51, but that's still not like warm.
No, not warm enough.
Looks like February's gonna be worse than January, I guess, temperature wise, and then March, April, beautiful.
Hopefully. It'll shake quickly for you. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, you'll be
like
back
there's
to
still
warm quick.
70-degree days, but like it'll dip like that for 3.
Over 6.5 trillion erased across metals, equities, and crypto in a single 24-hour period in the last 24 hours. Silver down 21%, erased 1.4 trillion. Gold down 10%, erased 4.1 trillion.
So we keep respecting these view ups here pre-market with like 20 minutes to go, so it's not setting a bias or anything, but one way or another, we should get a pop from here, right? This is the view up moves happen from, so just a matter of bullish or bearish. It's not necessarily probably like one of those ones where we open away from VWAP. The open's bullish, but we could easily turn back bearish. It's like if this picks a side, it could definitely want to keep that side since we're already at the VWAP. So keep an eye on that if you're not going to be tuning into stream the rest of the morning.
Bro,
I mean, those clean touches to it overnight. Think about like the break of it here. First time sellers are in control. I don't know if Randy or anyone was trading overnight. Sellers take it back, pulls back to that overnight VWAP, consolidates, another clean move away from it. This time, breaking a little bit more above it, but we could still see this try to be a lower high. Don't know, heading into the open, but let's see.
Bro, silver down 15.5% today. Gold down 6% right now.
AJ, you gotta read. I have a YouTube video on my channel about consistency score because it seems like it's confusing you. The profit target of 5,000. Yeah, you just want to multiply that times 0.15. Your biggest day shouldn't be more than 750. Yes. What's a profit target of 5K though? Is that a 100K account? I don't know. But yeah, if you go to my YouTube here, I made a playlist for you guys to make things easy. 4 videos in there for now. For the Ignite accounts, the rules in general, payout scaling, all that different shit. And then regular daily videos again. We got another one coming out at the end of stream at like 11 o'clock. 100K? All right, nice.
I think I like the longs above 40. I think 40 is my price.
What do you see there?
I just see if we take 40, to me, it's low enough where like I would sell it down to 6,900. That's where I'm thinking about it. I'm looking at it on a 15-minute time frame too.
Can't take this low day view up, although it's pre-market.
It's pre-market, but like if we open bearish and we start to come down into the 40s, why would you not sell it back into the lows at the 18?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Underneath the overnight VWAP. How's our start of week VWAP looking? I don't have that on yet.
We gotta be below it with yes. That's down here on Sunday.
Yeah. So start of week VWAP
Above.
is sitting at value area high. Exactly. So like, I don't know if I like longs in between the POC and the value area high, in between 80 and 54, 55, that area. I don't know if I like that. I don't know. I could see that as a lower high. I could see it going higher. So I think that's where my gray zone is in between value area high and POC. I don't know.
You're also going to have a all-time high view up here above you, stacked on top of that start of week on ES at least. NQ didn't make a new all-time high, but you got some above. Yesterday's New York's got to be more above that. So this is where it gets crazy. I don't want too many lines. We're above previous day's New York and today's overnight, below start of week and all-time high. That's 4 VWAPs already, and then we're going to add in New York. Now we got 5. Too much.
Something like that.
Whoa.
Yellow is no-go, red or shorts, green is longs. I think that's the way I'm looking at that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, I go on yellow lights. I try to speed up and catch it, but
You're an idiot.
I'll slow.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
what you want.
Yes.
Yellow means hurry up. Yeah, then also the more and more time goes by, these PLC levels are going to be interesting. I'm still not relying on them, but you can see we're right at this previous day's point of control. I mean, I even heard Zach talk about it all the time. That's his 80% level. Before liquidity concepts and before Randy really started shouting them out. So like I've been familiar with that level, but not heavily looking into it. We'll see how it reacts around that today.
Mm-hmm. Bookmap has orders up here at 70 that might want to get taken. Maybe it wants to make the push pre-market. We still have 15 minutes. Maybe it's got some juice in it.
Yeah, one more candle.
Here you go. New Fed Chair Kevin Warsh on TV this morning. Most of the Fed's problems are because of the Fed, not because of Trump. He's already saying what Trump has been saying for months. Anyone who thinks this guy is hawkish and won't cut rates is delusional. It's exactly what I'm saying, bro. And then today, here he is on TV saying, I'm going to do whatever Trump says. Dude, of course it's Powell's fault. Fucking idiots. It's not Trump's fault. You blame Trump, dude. He doesn't give you a job. It's not rocket science, you know? So it just kind of backs up what I'm saying. This dude's going to cut rates. If we have the craziest rate cutting thing we've ever seen, it's going to start in the middle of the year when this guy takes over. I think it's in April, right? If we have the craziest rate cuts that we've ever seen, don't be surprised. It would almost surprise me if we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Trump wants everything the biggest, everything the baddest. That's what Trump wants. So he's going to want the biggest and the best rate cuts, the biggest that have ever happened, the legendary rate cuts to stimulate the economy. And that's why he said yesterday, homeowners, you're not going to lose money. Homeowners are going to stay rich. That's him saying inflation's going to come back. I'm devaluing your dollar. Asset holders will make money. I'm devaluing the dollar. The dollar's in a fine place, is what he said. So you see what I'm saying? You put all these things that he's saying together, and it comes with he's going to print the fucking dollar into fractions of a penny. He's going to continue to want money injected into the system and try to make everyone. Maybe he's trying to make everyone asset holders. Maybe he's trying to make everyone rich. Maybe he's just trying to stay in the good graces of the people. I don't know that part of it. You know, I don't know why. Because there's definitely an argument that you would not do any of this. You would literally cut all the spending, strip it all, you know, get a guy in there that'll never cut rates. Someone that would actually raise rates, tighten the economy up, tighten up the spending. But that's not what that would be. That would hurt people, you know, that would hurt the average American. And Trump doesn't want that. What do we got? 5 minutes? Let's get an energy drink. Get this show on the fucking road. Are you staying or are you leaving? I got no Tanner today.
Yeah, I'll hop on.
Okay, good.
Gotta raise some ducks.
Yeah, we got to raise some ducks. You are the duck hoarder.
Yeah, good. I could welcome 50,000 of you. I'd love to see a 50,000 duck race. What that even fucking looks like. My computer would explode.
Yeah, see, it was Bloomberg 11 hours ago. Trump is going to nominate Kevin Warsh, son-in-law of Ronald Lauder and former steering committee member of the Bilderberg Group, to be the next Federal Reserve chair. If you're a conspiracy theorist, the Bilderberg Group is one of them terms of like the Klaus Schwab World Economic Forum. It's an NGO. The Bilderberg Group is a group of rich dudes, and it's a non-governmental organization. But I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if it's conspiracy. It's just a bunch of business dudes. You know what I'm saying? But like the conspiracy is they're the elites. That's the elite. So now the internet's saying he nominates this guy who's married to the daughter of that guy. Interesting. So interesting. But politics has always been nepotism. We had George Bush Sr. and then George Bush, right? Like, it's always been, if your family can hook you up, your family's going to hook you up. That's how it was with kings, right? So it's the same thing. It's just like not talked about as much. It's always helping out your friends. Would you hire your friends or a random dude? What would you do?
Yeah.
You hire a random dude, he might not have a background check. And then he might be a criminal. I did that. I hired a criminal when I was working at the DJ job. Didn't run a background check. You don't know who you're. I should have hired my fucking friend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He would have done what I asked. Instead, you go out trying to be a nice guy and help all these people. Backfires in your face.
All right, so we'll stay on live here. But anyone got any last questions on the YouTube chat, Twitter chat?
Yeah, we'll take a 90-second break. You want to do 90-second break, and I'll start the other stream.
I don't care. We got my 90-second one in there. You do whatever. You could change the room.
Yeah, Fed Chair Kevin Warsh said this morning, if you're under 40, Bitcoin is your new gold. So we should probably be talking about buying Bitcoin at 82,000.
Mm-hmm. Update on the new indicator? Not yet, Ryan.
Yeah, no update. Update's coming next week.
Yeah.
Update is, I told you the release date will be middle of the month. I'm going skiing. When I get back from the ski trip, we're going to release it.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Couple weeks.
Keep you excited, Ryan. Keep you salivating.
When it's ready. All right. Appreciate you guys hanging out pre-market all week long. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We'll keep doing them next week. We got AceFX TV in about a couple minutes. We'll transition over there. We'll stay here as well. But like we said, if you want to join the duck race, potentially win a free instant funded account, got to be a member. So it's free right now. Put the link in anyone's bio that you find. You'll find our links. Let's have a good Friday. Let's end the week strong. End the month strong. Damn. First month in the bag. Crazy. Feels like we just got off Christmas break and now we're in February. So let's have a good end to it.
Are we ready to rock? Should I get us going? 22. Give it to him a couple minutes early.
I mean, AceFX TV might not be ready. I mean, Caesar's probably there waiting.
Well, what I did, look in StreamYard. I have it already streaming to ASFX TV. So all I have to do is go live now on Uscreen, and then it starts.
All right.
Yeah, I already have the destination. There's no reason to not have the destination set now and going there. It's not open on the back end. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we got a lot to talk about. Now that we did the pre-market prep, we can kind of circle the wagons a little bit on this Trump stuff with this guy Warsh. You know what I'm saying? We could talk about how that may impact Bitcoin, how it may impact the economy as a whole, especially with where price action is right now. I don't think we need to be rushing into calling trades. I also want to do a review again. There were some questions about your long yesterday, so I want to do a review. So while I run the intro and I start the stream, if you want to pull up that and maybe just pull up a couple of the trades from this week, any of the similarities you see, let's touch on that as soon as we get going. And then after opening range is set, then we'll look for some good trades. I think that should be the game plan.
All right.
Okay. All right, everybody. I'm going to give us a 90-second break, and then we will be right back. Good morning. Happy Friday. It's good to be live. Good to be with you. We're live on social media today, broadcasting across all the internets, but we are also live now on ASFX TV. So our ASFX TV members, you get priority, you get the giveaway. And of course, we try to give you feedback on any of the questions that you have along the way this morning. If you're new, my name's Austin. Welcome to the streams. Thanks for being here. Any questions that you have about yesterday's trading session, if you were here with us yesterday, please put those in the ASFX TV chat right away. Also, Eric, good morning. Dennis, good morning. Elric, good morning. Craig, what's up? Pascal, what's up? Also, I got the free giveaway link popping up in the chat for you guys right there. Morgan, what's up? Dennis, my brother, good morning. Good morning. So I want to go over yesterday's trading first. Evan's going to come on and go over his trading as well from yesterday. I think that that's going to be important. But before we get into that, I want to let you know where price action is this morning. It's going to be one of those mornings where we definitely want to wait for the opening range to set before we look to take any trades. That means we're going to wait from 9:30 to 9:45 before we call any trades. Now, that's not just because we're winning all of the trades we take after that time period, basically, but it's also because when you have something that's working for you, we've all been trading really well this week. Really, this whole month to start the year has been amazing for all of the new people. Rolling in with momentum from last year, right? When you have something that's working, you don't necessarily want to break it and just take that confidence and let it spill over into taking trades that are maybe slightly different from the things that have been working. For example, overconfidence for me, when we're running hot, taking payouts, overconfidence for me shows in after a good week of trading, 4 green days, running off payouts, I end up taking a trade pre-market because I'm confident. Did I win any trades this week pre-market? Did I do anything to make money this week pre-market? No. So always be questioning yourself. Am I letting overconfidence cause me to do something that's straying from what is working, from what is paying me? That's a really good self-reflection question to be asking yourself. So let's just go over this really quick. As you can see, I've got now 6 payouts from the pre-live account, starting on December 29th up to yesterday, January 29th, with another $550. So that's 6 payouts in 30 days. All I'm doing is stacking wins and getting off the desk. This is what the month looks like. I said this yesterday. I'll say it again. I've spent $0 on prop firm challenges, and all I've done is take payouts this month, 6 of them. In fact, today, if we make $150, we could take a 7th payout for just this first month of the year. Yesterday was actually a first. So you can see all month it's been really good trading. Monday, especially $500. Yesterday was $500. But yesterday, the first was in the fact that I took the trade with you guys on stream. We won this beautiful short, 69.75 down to 56. We all took that trade. I think a lot of you made money in that. We took that, and then I requested the payout. Once the payout hit, if you remember it hit on stream, I found a second trade later in the day. So on the same account, I was able to go back in and make money. So the second trade was a long above New York VWAP at 57, trading up to previous day New York VWAP at 67. So I caught a nice 10, 11, 12 point move there. What did we see? Buyers stepped back in. Buyers tried to lose control. Sellers tried to gain back the control, and they failed. So once they failed, I decided to fade that big sell-off we had and trade back up towards the previous day VWAP. And it actually ended up coming even higher by the end of the day. So those were the 2 wins, 2 trades yesterday. And that, again, got me that 6th payout. So my goal today is to make 1 or 2 good trades and take another payout that'll put me up 7 payouts for this month, which is super sick. And I don't say that to brag, everybody. I only say that to show you there's a path now with certain prop firms like Top One Futures. There's a path to really taking this sim prop thing and making it real, substantial income for yourselves. I'm not saying it's going to replace your income, but substantial supplementary income is what I'm talking about here. So I think you can get lost in the sauce of trading prop challenges, buying and spending and buying and spending and failing. And it's not even real trading. But if you focus at a firm like Top One Futures and then get this call up like I did to the pre-live, now it's like I'm trading my own cash account. No rules, no consistency score, and daily payouts. So I think I only share this, of course, to not brag, but to motivate you guys and show you that that path is potentially there for anyone. What's up, Randy?
Morning. How you doing?
Good. We're just going over yesterday's 2 trades.
Nice.
I got no heat last night. It kicked off again because the entire exhaust thing froze over. So I might have I do have the guy coming back to the house today to try to take a look at it, because it's got to be some type of a design flaw.
So is there water when it's not frozen actively dripping out of it? Because it's going to build condensation.
No,
so
that's why it doesn't make sense.
It might not have enough slope in it. So the water is pooling on the inside of the pipe and it's slowly freezing back. So it's supposed to have slope.
Yeah. I'll talk to him about the slope. I'll tell him Randy said check the slope.
I've never heard of that before, and it gets just as fucking cold, if not colder, here, and everybody's got a high efficiency furnace. I've never heard of that.
Right.
It's going to be an installation thing in those lines.
Yeah, so that's why I'm having them come back today.
The condensation's running back and it's pooling and probably freezing slowly and then freezing all the way.
It's rated like there's a cover on it where the out and the in air is, the gas out and the air in. And I can see, I went out there this morning, the hole is not covered, but for the out, but the hole for the in is partially covered. And it's because like of the way it's installed, somehow water or moisture is sitting there in some capacity and freezing. So it's like you're saying, why is it sitting there? Is it the slope? Is it there just shouldn't be a gap there for it to pool? I don't know. So I think it's an installation error. Yeah, that's what we're saying. So that's why I'm like, you got to come back. Like, I'm not trying to be a piece of shit, but like, I know they were here yesterday, but like, I can't wake up to.
No, man, it's cold. I got a fucking kid. Dude, yeah, it's like, if
it's a brand new house, bro. This house I'm the first one in here. Like, there's no reason for it to be like that, but that's how new builds are, you know?
Whoever put it in, if they're a parent, they'll understand. If they give you attitude, they're a shitty parent.
For sure.
Up. Hot take.
For sure. Hot take. Yeah. So I was going over the trades yesterday, going over the daily payout thing. So I'm in a pretty good spot this month, bro. I mean, I'm going to try to take another one here. Big news overnight, everybody, is this Fed chair announcement. So we can talk about that for a second, Randy. I got some clips from this guy. Also talking about silver down 14%, bro. Gold down 5%. So all the metals pulling back really, really hard. Really, really hard. Now, we've got opening range setting, pinning value area high on ES. Do you have a bias at all, Randy?
No, we're kind of staying in between. I took a trade last night, actually, in between previous week's point of control and previous week's value area high. If you got a second, I can pull up the markup.
Yeah, pull it up. I was saying I don't really like trades in between that value area high and the previous POC in here. Because I can
so that's considered chop. You could be sideways in there.
Exactly. So I feel like that's where I really don't want to be in a trade right now. Maybe later in the day after we break one side of it or something. But right now, it's like I kind of like shorts under it, trading down into the lows, or I like longs above it, just breaking out. I don't really like it in here. Do you like that idea?
No, I agree. The trade I took last night was a rejection off of the value area high down to point of control.
Up in here. Yeah, I think I saw the markup you had.
Right. And I think that's where it's like, I'm going to start looking at this volume profile also. Like if we trade up to an area, I could look for price to reject off it. Now, if we're at that premium, bring it back down to the point of control, then that's where it's point of control. I'm going to treat it almost like the New York VWAP where the buyers and sellers are.
Is it is it stupid to think between value area high and value area low is all the chop? Or am I just supposed to think in this area is the chop? Or like, you know what I'm saying?
We're going to work on that together, to be honest. Okay. I don't have enough information to give you like a solid opinion on that, because mine is obviously adapting, right? It's changing daily. So I've never used the volume profile in the overnight as much as I'm using it now, and seeing clean moves off it is getting me to lead towards, like, I think it's almost like a range. Like we're in a bit of a range now again, right? Between the levels as we trade between the volume profiles.
But I think longs above the value area high are what I like. And then look at Bookmap. Bookmap seems to be getting hotter above than below. I got orders at 97,000. How far are we from all-time high?
What are we?
40 points. If we take 7, so 60 points, 63 points on ES to all-time high.
And for me, I'd want to see a break of that value area high for the longs also, is because that's kind of, we've been trading underneath it. We got above it yesterday after that sell-off. We got back above it, but we've been trading under it since, and we rejected it pre-market once, basically, just below it. We got all-time high VWAP is lining up with that previous value area high. So there's another level of contention there. So yeah, I like the longs above it. I'm surprised. I thought we were going to go a little bit higher in the overnight, like after we took out the lows, but we didn't get that move higher, the continuation. But let's see now with this Fed chair news and whatnot. It is Friday. It's the last day of the month.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So this guy, this Fed chair guy, he is going to do whatever Trump wants him to do, right? That's what I was saying to Evan this morning. I think Trump would not appoint someone that is not going to cut the rates the way that he wants. And then this morning, the guy is saying all the issues in the economy are not Trump's fault. It's the Fed's fault. So now even the first comments he makes after this appointment, it's him saying, I'm with my buddy. Trump's my buddy. You want to hear what's crazy about this, everybody? This guy is married to a woman. The woman's dad is Trump's buddy from college. It's real. The guy who owns Estee Lauder, billionaire fortune Estee Lauder makeup company, female like product company, hair product company. That's this dude's wife. That's her dad. And it's Trump's college buddy. So come on, what are we talking about here, bro? They're all homies. You know what I'm saying? So this guy's going to cut rates like nobody's business. All the talk today is like, he's not as hawkish as they say. Bro, this guy is going to slice rates like a ninja cutting an apple in Fruit Ninja. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like no, I
Did
said
you just fucking say Fruit Ninja? Is
dude,
that what
I said to the chat, if this Fed chair appointment slashes rates starting in April and May and this summer and going into next year at a pace that we've never seen before because he wants to make Trump happy, don't be surprised. That's my theory. Be more surprised if he raises rates. That would be the surprise at this point. Be more surprised if he leaves rates alone. He's going to cut, and I think he's going to cut a lot just to make Trump happy because Trump doesn't care about anything except legacy. And he's going to sit down with this guy and be like, I'm going to give you this job, but you're going to do what I want. That's really what I think is going on. Yeah, rates could go negative, like Shaw said. Imagine that, bro.
That'd be wild.
Wild. So I just think all of that is on the table now. And that's what the market's trying to process. That's why we're talking about it. All of this is on the table right now. So uncertainty breeds volatility.
One more thing to add to this. We did have a volatile overnight session. We were having 5-10-point candles printing. We had us, close to a 70-point move. So something to keep in mind.
Yep.
I locked up some wins in the XFA, so I'm gonna probably not even trade those today. I'm one more $150 day away from taking a payout on one of the accounts, which will be the fourth payout in that account. So I'm curious if I get to 5 in that one, if they'll try and call me to live. But I've talked to more people, and they don't call people to live very often.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with it. I'll just keep taking. I have the 5 accounts, and I'll just keep taking the payouts on them if they don't want.
Questions in the chat for you. Your Asia plays. Have you been doing it since or after you watched Zarb's course?
I've been doing it before. I haven't watched any. I haven't taken anything from Zarb regarding Asia. Zarb doesn't trade a lot of Asia anymore. He used to in the beginning when I first joined the BSC, but I think he got away from it. And I don't know if he trades Asia much now.
I don't think he does. Not with the kid and everything going on right now.
No. Trump City.
I'm just looking through the news here this morning, just trying to find anything. Yesterday, they put up a thing that said on CNBC, said we have to give the administration some credit. This has been going down huge, talking about trade deficit. The last time we had a trade deficit under 30 billion is going back to 2009. So the trade deficit still seems to be moving in a positive direction for Trump and for America. Downside volatility in silver is not surprising either at 13% today. I told you guys when it breaks, it's going to break hard. You know what I mean? Like when it falls apart, it's going to be violent. Stanley Druckenmiller 4 minutes ago says that Kevin Warsh is not a permanent policy hawk, which again, the hawks are going to want the rates to stay the same. He's going to cut these rates. He's going to be dovish.
It's going to cause civil war inside the Fed. Like they're going to have it's going to be crazy.
Kobayashi says youngest Fed governor in history during the 2008 crisis is this guy. So he was a governor during the 2008 crisis. He said that the Fed waited too long to raise interest rates in 2022, which led to the bear market of 22 and 23. He said the Fed lost credibility by overstimulating post-COVID. I do agree with that. He said QE inflates asset bubbles and worsens inequality. I do agree with that, but that doesn't mean that he can say that and that can be true and he'll still cut the rates and still create the inequality. Like that's just a fact. Like he's not saying it's a bad thing. All he said is, QE inflates bubbles and it makes poor people poorer because it devalues the dollar. That doesn't mean he's saying he's not going to do it. He's just telling you what's going down. And then also it says claims to support a rules-based Fed, not discretionary policymaking. That's interesting. And then wants a smaller Fed balance sheet and more focus on price stability. A new era of monetary policy is ahead of us. Yeah, it's a lot of information to process. Okay, still have 5 minutes till opening range is set, taking the value area high. Now, Randy, look at the book map. Looks so dark above. Or yeah,
Below
so
and
dark
above
below.
looks good.
Above looks like it wants to fill these orders up to 70-30, 70-25. I got orders up there. I got orders at 70-05. Maybe that's where it wants to go next. That's still 15 points from here. It just looks like it may rip. There's nothing on book map below to pull this thing. Look how thin the book is below. I see 30, 30, 30, 30, 20. Super thin book map, bro. How are stocks looking too? Let's just take a look real quick at stocks. Netflix is up during the session. Tesla's down. Nvidia is basically flat. Microsoft slightly down. Meta gap down and moving lower. Google gap down, trying to close it. Amazon gap down, trying to close it. Amazon gap down and still holding. So Mag 7 is still under New York VWAP. Randy?
I'm just watching previous previous day's value area high and seeing if we can break and retest it. Just looking at, we got the pre-market highs at 95. I'm just kind of formulating like, where could we go? What could we look at? What kind of room there is to move if I do want to get in a long? So my brain's kind of firing on all cylinders.
Keep thinking. Does it seem like the long appears too easy? Feels like it's baiting me.
It's baiting you to pre-market highs, but pre-market highs is 12, 13 points away. So with this volatility, like I want to kind of see this opening range set, what kind of size, because we had a 40-point opening range yesterday. And I would imagine people were just getting cooked if they didn't have 20, 25-point stops.
Just looking at the news.
So far. We got a 24-point opening range so far.
Opening range still not set.
No.
I'm not going to rush into these longs here. It's baiting me because you see how dark it is below on bookmap, everybody. But is that my strategy to just get long because it's dark down here? No. I like to wait for opening range to set. I like for bounces off of VWAP. I even like it best after the opening range is broken to a side. So I'm good. You know why I built the indicator like this? Me and Randy really focused on these colors. The yellow means go slow right there in the opening range box at the bottom. With all three indices still in the opening range, yellow means caution. Could be mixed market, right? So we just need to keep that in mind. Opening range high is right near value area high. If this comes back down into the POC, you'll say this is the entire range right here. Previous day VWAP up to that opening range high. So like you just can't get overly committed to this because of something bookmap may be doing or may not be doing. We trade VWAP. You know what I'm saying, everybody? But indicator saying trend is strong up still on ES and NQ, still slightly mixed on YM. If YM can get more bullish, take that New York VWAP, maybe we get some alignment. That'll feed the longs for sure. Just scrolling news here, making sure we're not missing anything.
Yeah, I didn't see anything on the like that's scheduled. You got Chicago PMI.
Yeah, I just think we don't want to rush. That's my advice here, everybody. Let's not rush. Having a great week. Slow, slow, slow. Let's keep it tight. Any questions in the chat? Sorry, I've been ignoring the chat for a second. Oh, let me put the giveaway link in there too so we can keep slamming the giveaway today. Got a lot of ducks to give away. Evan, if you're listening, buddy, we can start our duck races whenever you're free. How come you guys don't have a VWAP on your bookmap chart? You don't need it. Scott, I got it over, or Todd, I got it over here. William said, when you take your first payout on sim funded, do you try to go over the amount required for the payout to cause a cushion? Yeah, I think if you're trying to get a pre-live account, William, especially knowing you, bro, and you've been trading really well, I would try to build a little buffer so you can keep that account and then maybe get the call up. I've got a 25K Ignite account. I have to make 1250 to get my first payout. Highest day can't be more than 15, so 187 a day. Is it 187 a day? So you don't take, it's not 187. So you take the profit target times 0.15 times the 15%. That's how much you should make in a day.
That might be 187, 175, 150.
Well, what's the profit target on a 25K account?
1250.
Yeah, so 1250 times 0.15.
1325. 1375.
No, 187.
137. Fuck me. I'll just stop talking.
Yeah, it's 187. You're good, buddy. So yes, you have it correct there, Drew Montez.
AJ's got us covered in the chat. He's like, yeah, it'd be 187.50. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, you
Don't
see how it
listen.
come right back down off that. I was thinking, oh, it might hold here and go. Nah, right back down. Don't just trade Bookmap. Like I was yelling at Randy yesterday. Don't just trade CBD. See how I'll catch myself and be like, hold on, stop. We said we don't like trades in this range. Let's slow down. Don't just be like, yo, Bookmap is so fucking hot, bro. It gotta fucking buy it and go get it. It's like, what are you doing, bro? That's the overconfidence talking because you're green and you're taking payouts and you're doing well. You see what I'm saying, everybody? What's working? What is the setup that's working really well? Does this look like it yet? Everybody got for ASFX TV, everybody got your name on the giveaway sheet. I want to do our first giveaway as soon as Evan gets back.
Yeah, I guess that news came in, did nothing, obviously.
I mean, it's rejecting the value area high. So what does that tell you? Not enough steam for buyers to really take this thing. Nice, Archon. Looking back at when you were in the beginning phases of the journey, how did you deal with the all-time accumulated losses and pull yourself to slow, steady growth? It's a great question, Chris. They talked about this at the LA event. Do you remember this, Randy? When Tom Hugard talked about Tiger Woods and Dustin Johnson. I think Dustin Johnson was the golfer, right? Isn't that the guy's name? And he was talking, or maybe it was Lucas Glover. I forget who it was. Was it Lucas Glover?
Was it the guy that he was sitting beside that he talked to that said he played against?
Yeah. I think it was Lucas Glover. So the question is, how do you let go of the losses that you've incurred over months or years of trading to focus on the profits in the future and then not let the weight of those losses make you make stupid decisions? And I'm talking about these golf coaches because when we had that event in LA that Randy and I were at, Tom Hugard told the story about asking the guy, what makes Tiger Woods able to stay at number one for so many weeks and so many years, and you were only able to do it for a week? And he said, it's one thing. The thing is that he puts the losses behind him faster than anyone else. When you're able to not linger on the pain of losses and instead use it as a lesson and a fuel for motivation for the future, you become unbeatable. And that's how you can then get in your own lane, your own flow state, your own zone. And then you end up at number one like Tiger Woods for however long, 3 years or 4 years straight, where everyone else struggles to sustain that number one spot. It's usually because of the pain of the losses that they haven't let go of, which is a crazy way to look at that problem. You know what I mean? It's normally do more, do more, do more. No, it's actually do less. Hold on to the pain of the losses for less time to be able to perform your best, which is a great analogy into trading, you know?
Detaching from the outcome.
Yeah.
Right? Win or loss, just
win or loss, it doesn't really matter, right?
It doesn't matter.
Ken said you can make it to the playoffs with the losses. So you can't focus on the losses. Just get as many wins as you can. That's it. Luke Donaldson, maybe Sean said. Yeah.
So, fellas.
Oh, look who it is.
How we doing?
What's happening?
Talking about golf, dude. We're back to golf. It's golf season.
I never heard of that guy.
Maybe I made that up. Lucas,
have you in a trade?
Wasn't he?
Are you you coming on stream to tell us you're in a trade?
No, he's not in a trade.
I'm the duck man.
You're a duck man.
No,
That's
he's the duck boy. He's the duck boy. So everybody, I'll put the link one more time. Get your name on the list once. If you put your name on there more than once, I'm going to take it off. So please only put it on there once. And then once we got everybody on there, we'll shake and bake, baby. We'll shake and bake with these ducks. Okay, here comes some juice a little bit. Ev, do you have a bias you want to share with everybody before we do the duck race? Anything on the market that you'd like to see here?
No, just try to stick on the right side of that overnight in New York, like we were saying pre-market. Like we're still not at new highs of day from the pre-market, so lower highs still could want to set in. So I think if you wait for a break of the opening range, just kind of paint some strength, pick a side for the day. But definitely not sellers at the open.
Do we want to trade this before it breaks opening range at all? YM, it looks extremely bearish. Strong downtrend inside of opening range, broken to the downside already.
Yeah. I mean, your exit's going to have to be on a first break. So if you like that and you're willing to take maybe a smaller move, risk reward wise, if you're looking to just hold it for breakouts for new highs, then that's probably not the setup to jump into.
I just don't think you can have your stop below opening range low. I think you got to come even lower down to previous day's point of control. It's so close to opening range low, you could see it test that. If we break that opening range low, it could test that, because if you look back at the lows, kind of that formed on that previous day's point of control. I'm just marking this up, and it's like you'd have to have like a 23 now even. Yeah, it's too much, too big of a stop.
I think the thing I don't like about it, like I like the longs up there. I don't like we haven't broken the opening range yet. That's one thing I don't love about that idea. But trend is, it held POC, held previous day New York VWAP. If it does move into that 7,000 level now, there's some reasons to think it might. I mean, look at the book map. That's the thing for me. Yeah. Yeah, so that is a close above New York VWAP after opening range is set. It now becomes a mid-range trade, running right into previous day value area high, but Bookmap says it wants to go higher. Anybody taking long at 77? Randy? Ev?
Gage got long at 76. I'm not long. I got this marked. It's too, like, when I was talking about it, we had the candle printed. What was that? Off of the New York. Printed 5 points. 75 to 80. Like, I wanted to get in at 75 if I was going to take this trade.
Yeah, let's see.
Chester
I
is long at
mean, I think it's going to go
77.
fill these orders above, so I think the longs are going to make money here.
I got it marked up on NQ. You got some nice levels of defense with looking a little bit different than ES with the previous day's point of control kind of at that overnight VWAP. New York VWAP here, stop loss. Like Randy said, you could maybe want to widen it to these structures to the left, but either way, you got to trade through this first break. So like, let's just pretend this would be your exit. Not terrible. Maybe someone's going to try to hold it for the bigger move, but first idea of the day, I mean, if buyers can sustain this and break this outside the range above this value area high, all right, we'll just look for retest off of that and find a maybe clearer long.
Yeah,
NQ does look nicer on that end. I've
messed
agreed
up
for
in
sure.
here.
You got all those VWAPs inside the opening range on NQ.
Yeah, ES is like right at the bottom, so you could easily see that get pinned and then right back up. But yeah, like you said on the overnight, it's bullish above this overnight VWAP. You'd probably be targeting these overnight highs. No
And then
longer be making a potential lower high from yesterday.
While we're letting it, I mean, I'm not taking it here.
No
the way I'm
news.
looking at it, it's just I wanted to break out of this range. I don't want to be stuck in here. So I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah.
I see the long you're all in. I don't hate it, but it's not my trade. This is not what my trades look like. So I'm not doing anything. Let's do the duck race, Evan, please. I sent you the names. Let's get the first one done. So everybody, the duck race is thanks to Top One Futures, 60% off right now if you're buying your first Trade of 8 account with them. That code is working. So 60% off is a sick deal if you haven't bought one already. And it's 40 or 45% off if you use my code. It's all at the top of the screen. I changed the banner at the top there for you guys. You see that links website will take you to everything you need. That'll take you to Top One Futures. ASFX is always the code. And we really do appreciate Top One for letting us do this. I mean, we've been giving away a ton of accounts this year. You notice, everybody, we're not just giving away accounts on Fridays anymore. We're giving them away all week long leading up to this. Now, today, we're going to do something a little bit different, not just 50K Ignite accounts with that payout cap that I know is a little smaller. Today, we're going to do the 50K traditional instant funded accounts. We're going to start with 50K. And if I'm feeling really generous, I'll do 150K at the end of stream. So hang out with us all the way till the end for another hour or so, and we'll keep doing giveaways throughout the stream. Now, if you're watching on YouTube or you're watching on X, you don't get access to this. You got to go to ASFX TV, go to our website. Link is in my bio. Sign up. It's totally free. And then you get access to the priority chat. You get access to our courses. You get access to the streams for a month for free. So come hang out. That'll get you into the duck race. Now, Evan, you want to make a bet on one of them? Is that what you're waiting for? You waiting for me to pick one?
Waiting for you to finish. I mean, I feel like the first row just hasn't been winning lately. It's going to be someone that's hidden back here. So maybe this clown hat. Can't see much back there.
I'll take Luna at the bottom, 56.
I'm going to take Jeff Newer. I don't know what the last name is.
Say a name and hope that
Jeff
name.
N. Jeff N.
Let's go, Jeff N.
Jeff N.
So yeah, everybody, we'll do these giveaways all week long. We got Ignite accounts. We do instant funded accounts. Just trying to help you guys.
Pooja out of nowhere.
Pooja, what
Sharif?
up, brother?
Oh,
Sharif. Nice. Sharif's been on stream for a while. I'm glad you're
it's
still here.
Pretty wild. The naked ducks do seem to win a lot more.
Naked
than the
ducks,
closed ducks.
streamlined, bro. Streamlined. Hairless duck. Okay, Ev, race again. So everybody, that'll be our first one. Sharif, if you could email me, I'm going to put my email in the chat. It's info@asfx.biz, right, everybody? Evan can't remember it, so you guys got to remember it for him. Very
I'm
happy to
thinking
give
my
that
boy
to you.
Todd Carroll.
Evan, run another one right now. Let's do one more. We'll do back-to-back duck races. We're going to give stuff away until top one tells me to stop. Let's see. Ooh, Aaron making a run for it. Bill Holland.
Nah. Oh my
No
Lord.
way.
Christina out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, dude.
My God.
Christina
with the crazy
50K
rainbow
win.
hair.
With
the
a
unicorn.
crazy rainbow hair. Happy to give it to the rainbow hair duck. Christina, if you're listening, please email my info@asfx.biz. Our staff will take care of that for you.
Let's go.
Holy hell.
All right,
Out
so
of
Ev,
nowhere.
we'll come back. We'll come back to duck races, buddy. We'll come back.
Came out of nowhere. This
Nice.
is all I got marked up. First
Oh,
break
so
of New
KT
York.
is Christina. Nice. Okay, got it. Christina, it's all yours. Happy to give that to you.
I was gonna say that to you before because you're always like KT, one of the guys, and I'm like, I think KT's a girl.
Oh, dude, what a
How do I know?
not my fucking fault, bro. 96% of the audience is men. Okay, I make the assumption, and I'm gonna be wrong sometimes.
KT's
Christina, we
just a
still love you.
sniper.
Yeah.
You just don't even know. She's just hiding in the background.
Yep. Nah, it's good. I'll take it. I'm happy she's here. We'll do more giveaways, everybody. Hang out for a little longer. We're coming in on the 10 a.m. candle. Pretty sideways, honestly. I mean, not getting a lot of move yet. You know, I don't think your long is dead, everybody, if you're in a long. I like the higher low there off of 67. Where's your stops, everybody?
You can still see YM try to bounce off its overnight and work its way back towards its highs and then get full alignment of all three.
Mhm.
Does stocks do anything crazy? No big mover.
ES trying to
down
reclaim
again.
now. Randy, are you going to buy it before you break
Ooh,
value?
how did you know? How did you know? I was thinking
Well, because
about
you're
it.
quiet.
I
bro.
might
I
go
know
two,
what
I
you're
might
doing
go
when
two
you're quiet.
contracts. I might try two contracts.
But
Even
what's
before-
changed in the last 5 minutes that you like it now? Just
That's what I was
seeing
gonna
another.
say.
Just that we're
Following up
holding
the
steady.
VWAP?
We're holding on around New York VWAP. We're kind of in between these value areas, but it's like there's a part of me that actually wanted to take a short a few minutes ago off of the rejection off of the value area high down to point of control, kind of like last night. But I got to remember I'm in the New York session and this is not the overnight session, and we're back above the VWAP, so I got to be mindful of that. When I took my short yesterday, we were below the overnight VWAP.
CBD not giving you any information here.
Yeah.
I don't hate it, Randy. I think I this is where like I like the 1 minute better. I haven't seen a good 1 minute close really above the VWAP other than the first 2 minutes when everybody got in. So I'm not convinced myself yet, but I don't hate your thesis on this, you know. Yeah, if you could make it a little bigger, that'd be helpful.
This is just where I got to have my stop. Like coming back here,
Oh, that's crazy. That's ridiculous to me.
Yeah, but you held these lows here. You could come back and test these easily. You'd be pissed if you had your stop here and this thing came down. It
Agreed.
looks ridiculous, but it's another 5-7 points. You're talking
No, it's
already
true.
like
Yeah, it's I would want to be long down there if that's the thesis, though.
so. Then why don't I just wait?
That's my
That's
thought.
kind of where my head's at right now. Either I want to see a break and retest to the upside of this value area high, then I can look for longs up here with the tighter stop below this structure. But why don't I just wait till this trades? If it's going to want to trade back down, play around here, wait for a clean entry, and then try that from the bottom.
Right.
And you can, if you come back and zoom back like previous weeks, point of control held up nicely here in the overnight until we broke below it. So if I got in down here, I could have my stop below this and kind of go like that. That's where I'm thinking. That's where I'm at.
I like the short. I mean, you're getting more sellers than buyers in here, holding value area high. I think we go back to POC. I think we're going back to 57.
And you
Even
have
though-
nothing, and you have nothing below us. So you know
No.
when you don't have orders below us, it's easy for price to slide too.
I'm glad that I didn't get into the long.
POC now.
But see, too, for like the way I look at it, Randy, I think it's just from my eyes, I like how clean this looks with the new indicator. Couldn't hold above value area high, couldn't break opening range high. That to me is sellers. Then I get sellers here, I get a lower high. I get sellers again, I get a lower high. Now I'm getting tests of the lows. So I'm getting information today that there's more sellers than buyers right now. So if POC and previous day VWAP don't hold, then I'm definitely going to be looking for shorts. You know, that's why I said I think 50, 55 areas where my bias kind of switches back to the downside. And then that would align with the only one that's broken out of its range so far is YM. Now ES just did to the downside. So now maybe YM kind of leading us a little bit, letting us know where these things are headed. See, that's why I think biggest W for me for today is not letting Bookmap just convince me to get long. That would have been retarded. Now that is a break on ES out of opening range to the downside.
I mean, you don't have it on your chart, but you're right on overnight VWAP at
Yeah.
ES. That pin.
Overnight VWAP's inside the opening range now. That was that pin down to there.
That's why we wait, gents. Yes, sir. I mean, it's 30 minutes into the day.
And then you see, as we pull lower on Bookmap, the orders did start to come on. 55, 50, 45. I'm actually might think about taking a short here.
You're flip-flopping. I think you're in the middle of the area you don't want to be in a trade, because this is why you're flip-flopping. You can see it going either way from here. And like you said, this is the chop area between value area high and POC. So the longer you sit here, you're going to entertain both sides of it and justify both sides of it.
Valid. I'll take that off my screen.
If you were looking for today to be rangy, I think we're going to come into this level that was overnight support at 55. Maybe that's what then sends us higher back up into the 80. That would be the range, somewhere a little lower.
Cyril's asking you, Austin, what made you switch from EMA to VWAP?
Going up.
Yeah, trusting Brian. Like I think you have to always be seeking mentors. Why are you all here? You're seeking mentorship. I was seeking to make more money, and I got tired of trying to figure it out on my own. And then I worked closely with Brian. I studied all of Brian's stuff, and it convinced me to do it. So I think that's the answer. I was seeking new information, trying something new. I never just stick with things. The only reason I still trade is because I'm always adapting my strategy, and I'm trying to refine it and make it better. That's like how I evolve. So EMAs still work, but you have to just you have to believe in them. I stopped believing them for the way that I wanted to trade when I saw how well VWAP worked. Maybe I could
just read the VWAP so much better.
Could you use a 5 EMA instead of a VWAP? Sure. You can use any line and treat it anyway. It's just like, what do you believe in? Like, what are you convinced is moving the market? That's what you'll want to trade, because you'll trade that the best. I believe the VWAP works because of the institutional players that use VWAP. That's enough to convince me to use it. I like the shorts even more now. If you were going to trade mid-range, I think the long should be dead. I know some of you may be holding into it, but it's not looking good. If you bought 76, 75, 77, you broke opening range low technically. So like that would invalidate it for me. Winning trades mid-range before the range is broken, do not go break the other side of the fucking range and then go to your profit. Not usually.
Well,
So
they do quite fast when it does happen. You take the bottom of the range, you sweep the lows, and it goes straight back up, and it didn't here. So I totally am agreeing with what you're saying.
Yeah, so if you can get anything out of this, like the retest of the New York VWAP and cut your long there and then just get in another long if it does continue higher, I would recommend doing that. I would not recommend sitting in this, everybody, because a pushback down into this previous POC is, I think, becoming more and more likely.
How many tickets we got left for Tampa? One,
Sold
2,
one.
3?
I sold one this morning.
Yes. I'm getting so excited. I was thinking about it last night, like just fired up for, it's going to be so much fun.
Yeah. I'm super pumped.
Oh,
super pumped for that. Yeah, and I mean, like, we're going to keep marketing it. I'll keep talking about it, keep running the highlight video for a few more weeks. And then I'm probably going to stop talking about it because I'm going to raise the price of the tickets to $1,500 a ticket. And then if you waited, you're fucked. Because now, like, even I told people not to wait on the hotel. Now I'm the bad guy telling them that the discounted hotel rooms are gone. I can only do so much for you. Like, I had someone email me, I'm booking all of my stuff now. Send me the link for the hotel. In reply to an email that I sent to them in November. Which is fine, but don't be mad when the rooms are gone. It said in the first email there's only a limited, and I got more. and we filled them up. So it's like
Heads up, chat. That was me that sent him the email, so you can just come out and say it.
no,
It was me
wasn't.
and Evan both. Like, hey, we're ready to book everything.
I got my hotel.
I got
that first. I didn't get my flight yet. I guess probably because if worst case scenario, I could always just drive. I can't be screwed.
I learned my lesson in Dallas, having to book 2 hotels for that event because I waited to the last minute, and I got my family with me on this one, so I can't fuck around.
Nope. I would say if you were not in the first long, especially buying it now that it broke opening range to the downside is definitely better, right? Wouldn't you agree with that, Evan? Like the way we like it, at least it's now broken out of the range, and that's a low you can say has been touched and confirmed to trade away from. You know what I mean? Maybe.
I mean, I'm not bearish yet. Just the way we're still holding above overnight and higher lows from pre-market. I can still see buyers trying to make a stand, so I don't have to jump in on that long bias on this break of New York. I could still just find a pullback later on after we've broken higher, rather than jumping in mid-range again and falling right into this chop.
Right. Yeah, this is you might make money buying it here to go fill these orders above everybody, but you might not. Like, it is making lower lows and lower highs. You just made a new low of session and it's got lower highs in play. Just be careful. Not saying I don't see it taking the VWAP. Every monkey sees it taking the VWAP, but is this your trade taking the VWAP?
That's
what I'm saying.
Zooming out from pre-market like 8:30, the PPI news has still just been trying to work its way higher. So as long as we're defending this overnight and we can get above higher, then I'll like longs up here. Otherwise, you could just be still longing lower highs every time, and it does come back down to previous day's point of control. So show me some strength. Show me the buyers actually taking a stand, and then we'll work our way higher.
Like almost like that better.
Like this is the overnight view up break of New York. Let's go continue trend. If you want to say it's bullish, it's not above pre-market highs back here, but
if the
sideways.
If the orders on Bookmap had more below than just this shit above, I would sell this, right? Because now you're trading in a range here. It's very sideways. So sells up here would be great. Off value area high with a stop probably up like 20 fucking points is where I would need it, to be honest, to sit in it. Because this is looking pretty sideways to me. This would be if you had a thesis that today's price action was going to be range bound. I don't know if I have that thesis yet. Because above value area high, I may want to be long. Randy's quiet.
I thought we were going to get some follow through there trading into those orders.
Yeah, you were ready to jump into it as it breaks for a new high.
Fuck off.
I know you, bro. We all know the way you trade. Don't try to hide it. It's okay.
I'm not hiding anything. There's nothing. There's nothing to hide. My screen. My screen.
Delta, bro. Don't you know the Delta code? CVD Delta 2600.
Fuck the Delta code.
You're seeing some strong bars.
I'm part of the Delta Society, the secret society of the CVD. So I can't even tell you how I use it anymore. I got in shit.
Indians, bro. You always got to be a secret with your societies, bro.
I've leaked too much information on stream. I got summoned yesterday. They told me
you got a summons. They're like, yo, Randy, come home. We need you. We must talk.
Stop talking about the CBD. Gap where a squirrel's looking for nuts, obviously. I'm looking for the whole damn tree.
I mean, everything but Nvidia's above its New York VWAP. Buyers are trying to make a stand. But
you don't like my short idea then, Evan?
Not yet. I mean, it's just, if you're looking on the regular trading hours, especially, what the fuck is this?
See,
there's no trend.
Sideways.
Austin Manroop's comment in the chat. Randy, we're not Indians. Tell him. I told you already. I'm a Punjab, bro.
Okay.
We don't identify as Indians.
Yeah. I identify as a black man, so.
I thought it was a black woman.
Sometimes. That's on Saturday nights. What are we doing? Yeah, it's tricky. Bookmap says buy it, go trade up. My gut says sell it. It's coming back down. So I'm stuck.
VWAP is flat, telling you to.
VWAP's flat. That's when I can trade back to VWAP when VWAP is not trending.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to get on the wrong side of VWAP though. I've been making money all week taking payouts on the right side of VWAP. I need $200 for another payout. Emil closed his longs. Steven's looking at options levels. It's fair to think this goes up to POC around 70.11. Yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely in the cards. Bookmap says 7,000 is easy.
Well, there's really nothing between 7,000. That's the other thing that I didn't really love. There's nothing between 7,000 and 7,025. Like I'd
You are-
want to see 7,000 is pre-market highs. So if I was in a long here, I would look to definitely. You're getting a good 10 points, 15 points out of the trade.
So my chart is saying to buy it. We're above VWAP and above value area, but my gut is saying not to. So I'm not doing anything.
You are correct, Sean.
What are we doing here, chat? Because some of you were long, some of you were not long. Before we do more duck races and more giveaways, update me on the trade. We're all flat. All the coaches are flat right now, which is actually a rare thing at this point in the day.
Stop putting that out there. It's like you
All
want
right,
one of us
all
to
right,
get
all
into a
right.
trade.
All
Like
right,
it's
all right, all
rare
right.
that all three of us are flat.
See if this moves too quickly.
See?
And Q's
Short
added
off
to New
that
York,
three.
so if it could break it, it's going to be ahead of ES.
Well, NQ's making lower highs. It actually looks shittier.
I'm saying for a short,
Yeah. Oh, nice.
in line with Austin's range play of a short.
I wouldn't be shorting EF up here, Austin. I love
Okay.
you.
I know. I don't, not gonna. I'm about to buy it, if anything.
I'm just saying NQ looks like no, it's not
Looks
even
like
like
shit, honestly. It's not
Yeah.
telling you anything. You're just trying to predict and guess what it might happen.
YM probably looks much better. Not really.
I mean, it held its overnight, also a break above New York.
Randy, he
NQ
wants
as
to know-
well and ES as well. So
What?
The
fucking
chat
fine.
says you gotta have bigger titties, bro.
My titties are gone, man. They turned into muscles, chest muscles.
So now look, we break bottom, we break top. I mean, Bookmap's still screaming like it wants to go to 7,000. Now above value area high. More and more looking longs now.
yeah, you get that New York view up to curl up. You get a little bit better of a retest to it.
Yeah, the problem is I have to put the stop at the bottom of the range now.
Oh, that's gross.
No.
For what? What are you gonna
To trade up to 7,000 to make
30
15.
point stop to get 8? Come on now.
Yeah, I know.
I know you're a negative R trader, but that's a little heavy.
There's a
It's a
fine
lot.
line. Still is called risk to reward, and that risk just ain't it.
So I mean, yeah, and then your argument would be then you put it at the VWAP, you get out at VWAP if it comes back, if it doesn't break out. Well, I don't like that. Like I would just wait and then buy it down here because it's probably coming back at some point. It's probably not running all day higher. Doesn't feel like that kind of a day.
The CVD is moving higher, but I'm not seeing the follow through that I'd want to see with it moving that higher like that.
Yeah. I'm doing nothing. I'm happy seeing this one chat. Nice. ES looking better than ES. Yep.
Daniel got long at 78. Daniel, were you looking to take profit on the trade? Sean said he took a short, got smoked. Eric's flat. Oh, I'm not. All right. Yeah, so you got a lot of flats. You got a few people that did go short. They're out of their trade, some longs.
This is horrendous. Where's Warsh?
We got us to
7,000.
bearish fair value gap at 7,000, guys. Burn the fucking boats.
Yeah, there
That's
goes
short
my bias.
perspective. I need to open up a personal account and dump it all on red.
Right back down.
NQ still no new high a day. Still inside its range.
See, the chart says to be long, but my gut just says not yet. No follow through above the value area, above the opening range. VWAP's flat. Like it's just no. The only thing going for it is the book map.
I mean, I want price at view up anyway, so I think if you could wait for it to try to pull back to New York and you see it respected, then you could find a nice long.
Chad, if you're having issues like Ryan with your migration, just reach out to Top One staff on the support chat and they fix it in 5 minutes. That's what everybody's saying. So just go to their website and they can expedite that. Tell them that you're here and you know Randy. I want to sell it and just put a stop at like 7,000.
Are you getting out at New York VWAP if it happens?
That's what I'm saying. I just don't want to be on the wrong side of the New York VWAP, you know, which makes me feel like if it takes New York VWAP, I'm going to be wanting to sell it even more. Just no follow through on the longs. Pop at the open and it dropped. Pop just now, no follow through. It's the stop that just sucks on the shorts.
I mean, remember the pre-market VWAPs? It was like yesterday or all-time high and start a week are above us. Is that it? I think so.
Start of week was above us, yeah.
They were right at start of week and we're slightly above all-time high. But then below us was the overnight and previous days New York. So you just got a giant sandwich of all these VWAPs if you use them all.
VWAP sandwich.
Strip it all down.
Side of volume profile.
So it's like, what side of New York are we on? It is bullish. So Apple's looking good, trying to fill its gap.
On RTH, Randy, I have us way above value area high already. And POC, if you look at my screen.
Don't even go there.
No.
No, because I only use electronic trading hours, so I don't even want to. I don't understand that conversation. I'm not having it. Like, that's what I fucking read.
Okay.
So
don't even go there.
Don't fucking go there. I'm not doing it. I'm just not.
Sorry.
I'm not entertaining it because it's a whole different ball game. You take out now all the volume from the overnight session, and it doesn't print in the volume profile.
Right.
So you're only getting regular trading hours. And I think Isaac uses regular trading hours for his volume profile.
Okay.
He's the only person that I found that uses it from the people that
so I definitely shouldn't do it then.
Well, I'm not saying that, but I'm just telling you he uses, because originally I was using regular trading hours. And then I had a conversation with Zach and he was like, and he's like, no, it's got to be electronic trading hours. Like that's who he learned from. And then actually the more I looked into it, the more videos I watched, the people I was watching was using were using electronic trading hours.
Okay.
Yeah. You want all the data, all the candles.
Well, especially even like
orders, hold on. Orders coming off there, 98, getting thinner above.
What's 70? 70 is basically middle of the range.
Yeah. Yeah, I see the 117 contracts there. I can't do anything here, bro. I can't. It's too tough. We got to wait a few more minutes.
If you didn't get long a few minutes ago, you shouldn't be getting long right now.
Yeah, because it's not doing what you'd want it to really do.
It's just sitting sideways now.
It should pop. If you're sitting in a long, it should pop. You're above VWAP, but
I'm hoping for a boner candle up to those pre-market highs.
Yeah.
Like now we're above that. Now we're above that value area high. We're holding the top side of it. We're above New York VWAP. We're just, below that opening range high. ES is making higher highs.
Let me holler at y'all. I have a new sponsor of the podcast. We talked about this earlier this week. Prop Firm Match. If you haven't checked out their website, I sent you guys there earlier this week. A lot of you DM'd me later in the day. Positive feedback across the board. Some of you didn't even know that this existed, that you could come in and compare rules, how long a firm's been open, what platforms they offer, all in one place. You guys know I trade with Top One Futures. They're super highly rated here, but there's other firms that are really good that may be better for you than Top One Futures. I don't know. So if you go to Top One Futures website, you get limited to just Top One Futures stuff. You go to Top Step's website, you get limited to just their shit. But you come here, you get to go over everything all in one place. Plus, if you use the link I'm going to put in the live chat right now, create an account. Anytime you use the discount code MATCH and you use the link that I'm putting in the chat, you can upload that challenge or that account that you buy and you get loyalty points with Prop Firm Match that allow you to get more free challenges, more free accounts. So I'd recommend using that code MATCH. We promote other codes too, but if you want to get the loyalty points, you got to use the code MATCH because they check that on your receipt when you upload the receipt. So if you're looking to buy a bunch of accounts over this year, I would recommend coming here because now at least you're getting cash back. You're getting something back for the challenges that you're going to buy, which will keep you in the game longer, give you more ammunition to play. So check it out. We're really happy to be sponsored with them. They're also going to be a sponsor of the boot camp. They're our platinum sponsor. So if you're coming to the boot camp, you will get to meet some of the guys from Prop for a Match. They will be there as well. So we're super excited about that. So definitely check it out. And the discount code is MATCH, MATCH. I'll put it in the chat again. Randy, are you long now?
No.
Sitting on that value area high, it does look good.
I've waited this long to take a trade. Like,
How many more duck races, Duckman? Evan, you want to do another one?
I don't know.
Let's do another one.
Same list, right? I kept everyone in there.
Yeah. So again, everybody, this is thanks to Top One Futures, one of the firms that we work with. Top One is hooking us up here with another 50K instant funded account. So big winner here. Let's see it. I got 115 at the bottom. I think that's Griff. I'll take Griff at the bottom.
I'll take Mohawk, man. It's not
Okay.
going to win.
Let's see. So everybody, we do these giveaways only for our ASFX TV members. You got to be subscribed. If you're watching on YouTube, you're watching on X, you got no shot. Head to the link in my bio, sign up for free.
Oh, Doug.
Look who it is, Mr. Doug. Doug, very happy to give it to you, buddy. I don't know if they'll let you trade it. So if they don't let you trade it because you had the pre-live thing, Doug, we'll have to give it away to somebody else. But happy to give that to you, buddy. Doug, just shoot me a message and we'll make sure that's good. Doug just commented in the chat and said, I'm good with Evan's loyalty program, bonus OnlyFans picks. Boom. Okay, one more. Let's do another one. Market's coming back down. Yeah, it's coming down under value.
Look at my NQ. Holy.
Yeah.
That's
Don't lose
touchdown,
today, everybody. That's the goal. No losses. No losses. No big red today. That's the goal.
Regular trading hours? Where are you going? All right.
Run it.
Be someone in the back row, so I can't even guess. I don't think anyone in the front row has won.
So let's do this.
They blow their steam in the front. 10
Last 50K here, and then we'll do a 150K at the end if you stay till the end of stream. Oh my God.
Oh my.
Armin coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, he's going to lose gas. No stamina.
I don't know. Who's that?
Oh.
Who the fuck is that? Mike Roberts.
Dracula. James Bruce.
Fuck.
Mike Roberts.
Good to have you win there, Mike. Happy to give that to a regular member of the stream. So everybody, we'll do one more giveaway for 150K. All these were 50Ks. And again, thank you to Top One Futures for making that happen. 60% off right now. First purchase, everybody. Top1futures.com. Rob, my duck has never shut up. Rob, I don't know what the fuck to tell you, bro. Talk to your trainer. Talk to the team physio and figure it out. I don't know what to tell you.
I copy everyone's name.
Head to the blue tent, get scanned, and then get your ass back out on the field. Man, ES has not moved, but it is pulling its VWAP a little higher, but it has not moved in 20 minutes.
Remember that a couple of weeks ago? Last week, you took the momentum bar like this, very large.
Yeah.
And you look for that to continue, just not today. You scalped it like real short, but it's holding above VWAPs, but just no movement.
I got to clean up my VWAPs. I have too many on mine.
I just got overnight in New York. Very choppy.
See, my gut of wanting the longs just for the chart is stupid because the short's still here a little bit. If we can hold this VWAP and reject it well, I might buy it. If we go back above, because now you're going to, that, like you said, Evan, that bar is telling us a lot. If we continue to hold above, like I think it may be one of them shift bars.
Evan's looking at NQ. He's skewed. Pull up NQ for a sec, Austin. Looks like shit.
No, I can't. I don't know how to spell it.
Oh,
I mean, it looks more.
I could see where Evan's what I've been seeing.
It may look, I don't know. It may look more bullish just because we're still holding this VWAP. But like you do have these consistent lower highs on top, just can't get above. And it's obviously very sideways. So flip of a coin, pick a side, and you might win.
I mean, here's a great little indicator for what to do, everybody. Evans is a little too small on the left corner there, but I'll take it. Look, opening range here, all mixed, right? We're inside NQ, hasn't broken yet. Inside ES, broken to the top side. Inside YM, broken to the downside. So trend is mixed across all three indices right now, right? So just keep that in mind, right? When we don't know, we don't usually do well. So when in doubt, stay out. It's fine. When we get a clearer read, we can then pounce and make good money.
Pounce. You guys hear that? Pounce.
Well, if you lose, like this is the thing. You take trades just to trade. Like if you were long already today and you didn't make money, you're in a trade just because you're reading a VWAP. You're not trading what your setup probably is. Maybe you don't know what that is yet and you're still trying to figure that out. But I think once you get to that point, you're comfortable to then wait for it. So you should be trying to get to that point if possible. And that's done through doing markups, a lot of chart study, a lot of pattern identification. And then you know what your setup is. You're not just buying and selling VWAP randomly. I didn't get long because it didn't break the opening range. Someone asked in the chat, Austin, why did you guys not buy that? Well, we didn't break the opening range yet. We were still mid-range. Why didn't we buy it here? Well, because it's still range bound. We only pinned the bottom side. Indices aren't moving. It's very range bound. And then my gut was saying to short it, even though the chart was saying to long it. So then when my gut and my chart are not in alignment, I just do nothing. Michael said the indicator is really about to streamline everything. Yeah, especially because it's all just on one screen. Like you don't have to worry about clicking through and lagging and all that shit.
Oh, I think when you're and I don't promote this at all, but if you're looking at a chart on your phone, you're not having to toggle through anything. You can actually see kind of what's going on across the indices. Are we trending? What's price direction?
Right. Here come sellers. That's why I was ready to sell this off the value area high. That's 10 points on it right there. So I'm glad you didn't just get long because we were sitting randomly up here, everybody. That's not the way to trade. Something's going on.
Yeah, hopefully we could break out. Not just
It's called chop
prices.
Hassid's talking right now. That's a nice take under New York VWAP. That would kill any longs that I had.
Yeah.
A strong dollar comes from fiscal policy action. The strong dollar is the Treasury's policy. There are a lot of good reasons to want a strong dollar. Market interest rates should go down because of lower deficits. Supply side boom to give room for Fed to lower rates. I am confident we can have high growth and low inflation. This is all the comments from Hassett right now. Senior advisor Hassett. Sorry. It's like when someone's got doctor in their name and you don't call them doctor. It's like, sorry, dude. Never call a doctor a dude. They'll freak out.
Wah, wah, wah.
Faust, we got bookmap videos on my YouTube channel, buddy. There's a YouTube link in the description down here underneath our video today. Just head to there. There's a playlist for bookmap. I'm short, guys.
We know.
No, but I mean on the chart.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were just
That
confessing
just made my
something.
whole fucking day. I love it.
I thought you were like confessing.
If we
Can't
wanted
keep living this lie.
if we wanted the shorts at value area high because the market's in a range and then I didn't take it there, now that we take VWAP like that and hold under VWAP, I can play with that. I know I'm in the middle of the range a little bit, but I got targets below. I got orders below. Not in super heavy. So let's see if we can dance. Just
Would
wondering
like
if
to stop at least.
Yeah, I think
How
that's
we've been-
that's what feeds it for sure. I like the stop up there. Buyers have not been able to hold value area high. So let's go see what we do at POC. Maybe we go to value area low. Have a fucking
yeah,
party.
and Q's back at its low. Ready to break on out below overnight, below New York. Yes,
like
it's
that
right
also.
on its overnight, but break through that. You got nothing else.
Well, I like
No
you.
down.
I like when you see price come and play with the New York highs, slows down, and then you get this extended, like just like not. I don't want to call it a sell off, but you'll get this move down where it's just like sell, 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 sell.
I think you're fine. Stocks are Nvidia's flushing. Apple had a big move down there. Meta's back at new lows.
I said I wanted to short it at previous value area high hold. Market seems rangy, so I wanted to be short at the top. I waited for the New York VWAP break to make sure I'm on the right side of the most important VWAP.
Great notes.
Look at Bookmap now. 10:30. Juice it.
She going. Someone's speaking now.
I'm out. 10 points, 2 minutes. Daily payout locked for the day.
Let's go.
I think it can go lower, Bookmap says, but that's 2 key levels, previous day POC and previous day VWAP. I made $273 in 2 minutes, everybody. Waited all morning for that, and now I can take a $450 payout today. You want me to take a bow? Am I short enough to take a bow, Evan? You want me to stand on the chair and take a fucking bow from up here?
Yes, please do. Please do. Just don't fall.
Thanks, buddy. That was nice. That was fucking nice, wasn't it?
You could take your 450 and go buy a pair of heels now. You can rock them on Monday.
Thank you. Platform shoes.
6-inch stilettos.
Yep, I'll buy some platforms. Thanks, Steven. Thanks, guys. Yeah, that was really good. And out at the key level. I don't know where it goes. If it bounces from here, I'm going to feel like a retard not closing it at 2 key levels, though. And I hate feeling like a retard on Fridays.
Austin's going to beat up the HVAC guy now when he comes over all pumped up from this fucking short. Just go down there and be like, what the fuck? Why isn't this shit? You want me to fix it myself?
You want me to do it
I'll show you
myself?
how it's done.
What do I pay you people for? Okay, let's take this fucking payout. Get paid. Yeah, I mean, so you see everybody, like I waited. I wanted it up here from 80 to 60. Instead, I got 70 to 60, you know? But if it's easy money, like, am I really going to complain about it, bro? And I can do this every day? No, like I'm not. I'm not going to live my life like in FOMO, in lack. I wait. I usually get paid pretty quickly. And then if I don't, I'm wrong. And I just come back and do it tomorrow because tomorrow I'll probably get paid pretty quickly. Most of my trades, you see the 75% win rate. You see the time on the trades. Like you do this enough. That should be the goal for everybody. You do it enough. You know what the wins look like. You know what the wins feel like. You know what all that should be. And that helps you then identify when it's not doing that so you can avoid it.
But yeah, I think longs are done. They're going to be pretty tough. If you could pull back to VWAP, finally breaking outside the range on NQ. ES, same thing, just a little bit less. Like, I just want to get away from these levels. That's some sort of trend for the day.
So here's my account. But why is it not letting me take a daily payout? I'm at 15.4. I have to wait 8 minutes because it's within 24 hours of the last payout we did yesterday on stream. That's wild. That's how you know I'm taking their money, dude. Look at this. They're timing me out. You got to wait 24 hours to payouts. Okay, so I'll take the payout in 8 minutes, everybody. That's fucking hilarious. Ends up being a nice exit. Almost at the bottom. 57 was the bottom. I got 59 at 50. Okay, wait. There were questions for me in here. Austin, how long are you in a pre-live until they move you to real live? Good question. Don't know the answer. We'll let you know. Did you see the massive sell order on ES at 85, which was at previous day? Yes, sir. No. I saw the strong candle take New York VWAP. I said out loud, I like that candle. I wait 1 more minute. It holds the VWAP. It doesn't reclaim it quickly. I get short and I trade to the next key level, which is previous day POC, previous day VWAP. Full out there. If there's another leg down, I'll short it again. Shaw said, you guys witnessed a psychologically stable trader. Looking for longs. Market flips, sell, react to the market. No bias. Kudos. Thank you, Shaw. Love you, dog. I know that is a flex, bro. The ultimate flex. You take a daily payout yesterday. You go to take another payout today, and you're timed out. You got to wait for the timer. Come on, man. Give me the payout in 7 minutes. 7 payouts to start the year. It's tough, I'm sure for you guys, it's tough trying to keep up. Randy and Evan.
I'm not going for the number. I'm going for the dollar amount.
I'm talking shit.
We'll have a chat soon enough, my friend.
I'm talking hella shit, bro. Keep up. Where's Bruce
Taking
at? Bruce is going to
15
tell me about some
$10
FTMO
payouts. Come
bullshit.
get me.
Bruce is going to talk to me about some FTMO bullshit. I don't even
Yeah.
know what FTMO is, bro.
Yeah.
FTMO, what? AJ, finishing up today's trades. I'm now on a 9-day green streak, up 2.4K with 15 trading days. Best month I've had. Thanks to you guys. I got to give AJ a shout out. AJ's here every day. AJ's been here for a few months. AJ, how many months have you paid to be here? 3? And he bought a ticket for the boot camp. AJ's a perfect example of if you just dive in with what we do, if you like our attitude, our vibe, you dive in, you can grasp what we're talking about here. I knew you were going to bottom tick this. You go, the longs aren't here, and look at it. I knew you were going to be the curse, bro. You, Evan, you, white boy.
What'd I say?
You said the longs are definitely dead. Look at the fucking candle. Eating the whole opening range in a minute.
That's all right. It's a great sell candle. Great sell opportunity. Better than your sell price, you know? You got to think about
I just
that.
hope nobody got into a short after and just got cooked on that candle.
I mean, who's speaking? What's this fucker saying?
What is he saying?
On
Who is
financial
it?
juice.
What is it? 10:30?
I got nothing.
Nothing.
Not
Nothing.
10:30.
Red.
There's speakers later on.
This is just a rangy market, boys. I
Yeah.
was short mid-range to bottom of range. It bounced off the bottom of the range. 2 key levels there. This is bottom of range. And it bounced.
Great exit, because I saw a few people in the chat were talking about 69.30 and levels below us. And this is the thing when we're trading inside the range, this opening range, you really got to be mindful of taking profits when you can, or else you would have just basically, Austin would be back probably into drawdown under the trade now.
I would be in drawdown. You said what I was going to put on the chart. In rangy markets, take profits aggressively and at key levels. So look at where I'm out of the trade, right? Previous day
Full sell price up there.
Previous day point of control, previous day New York VWAP.
Right off the valuary.
Thanks, Daniel. I'll put the markup in the chat. You guys steal that, study that. Yeah, and I think another key on this is not just Randy's point that I put on the chart here, but when you have these setups, everybody, and you want to be involved in the market, right? Like we all want to trade. Don't kid yourself. You could say you're the most disciplined, cool-headed person. Doesn't matter. You want to trade. If you're here, you want to trade. Okay, you're going to fight that wanting to trade every fucking minute of the day for 5 days straight every single week. And you're going to fight it even more if you're really in love with this over the weekend. You're going to want to trade all the time. Get used to it. Get uncomfortable with it, right? It's like being sweaty in a cold room. Just be uncomfortable being uncomfortable. It's fine. Just deal. Then once you learn to deal with the wanting to trade, it's always there. I'm always uncomfortable. Then you can get to the point of thinking, what is the setup you want, right? So today when the market popped and we were hoping it would hold value area high for longs and it didn't, and then the setup, like Shaw complimented me, the setup started to look better for shorts. If this market's going to range, this is where we'll want to be short. This is where we'll want to take profit. So then you flip, and then because you're not emotionally married to either side of it, you can come in and still make money in that move. You start thinking, I don't like the longs. I want the shorts. I want the shorts. I want the shorts. It breaks New York VWAP. Now I have to take the shorts. You see how I flipped it versus I want to do something versus now I have to do something? That comes from fighting off that urge, always wanting to be in a trade, and then overseeing everything with, am I reading the market or am I actually getting a setup that I know how to trade? Right? What was I doing when we were sitting at value area high? I'm reading the market. I could have bought it there. I could have sold it there, but that's not my setup. I'm just reading the market. But once I start to like sells and then sellers step in and take the VWAP, now I have an entry signal. I've back tested that signal. I've traded that break. I know I can make money on that. And I know I got to take profit at the next key level below. Opening range low, previous day VWAP, previous day point of control, 3 levels there. So it's a level to level trade even on a rangy day. But it's with this overarching theme of what's my setup versus what's the market actually saying. They are sometimes the same thing. The market is saying your setup, but sometimes you're just reading the market and then you accidentally take a stupid trade. And that chops into your P&L over a long period of time. It really does. One of those a week will hold you back for a year. So try to fight that urge. Once you're uncomfortable with that and you're comfortable being uncomfortable, then you can start to think, is this my setup or is this just me reading the market? And then once you start reading the market, Does the market do what you thought it would do? Good. Now we might need to take a trade. You thought the market would hold value area high and come down? Good. When we take VWAP, sellers are in. Sell it to the next VWAP. Sell it to the next target. Just react. Just follow the flow, right? Don't forecast to be like, okay, I have to short the top because I know this thing's going to come down. Don't talk like that. The fuck are you doing? Just try to make it. I try to say the same thing in different ways because I know sometimes I say a lot of shit and shit goes in one ear and out the other. But I hope that some of this sticks with you because, like, this is the shit I wish somebody would have told me when I got started, man. It would save me so much fucking money. It's stupid. It's ridiculous.
I agree. Somebody said, Ricky said in the chat, Forex Factory is down. He can't check the news. Ricky, there's Financial Juice we use. There's probably other websites. Like, just because one is down, like, go look for other websites we can't be using. Yeah, because something is not available to us if there's other options. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Not trying to call you out, but
final countdown.
fuck, that was an 8-minute rant. Jeez, that felt long.
No. That was like 3 or 4 minutes. We were talking for a few minutes before. Well, bro, you black out sometimes when I get going. You know, I know.
Yeah.
I was actually gonna go get a coffee. Well, I hear it from you on the phone.
I walk my dog and get my taxes.
Shut this fucking guy up. It's a fucking enough, bro.
Me and Evan, we know it. We know it already. It's ingrained. Yeah. It's etched into our brains, brother.
I'm gonna say this.
I fished, did my taxes, took out the trash.
I know Evan doesn't go yapping. I know Evan doesn't like the longs, but I do think above value area high, longs are the play. Like, I still think above 82, you want to be long today. That's how I'm reading it. So
we got to break out of the
outside
range.
this range.
I think you're just going to run the issue of yes. If you buy it up here, it could be the top of the range, right? Yeah. So you want to see hold of this. You want to be long up in here. You don't want to be long in here. Wait for this to come out.
We just made a higher high and a lower low.
Yes.
Now maybe a higher high. I made some markups like that where you do really well in. So we can find a higher high without a lower low followed by it. Sustain some bullish structure. I'll get involved in the train. This thing is whipsawing everybody out. Everyone that's holding for a big breakout.
I'm just trying to get this trade imported in here. Why is it not coming in here?
Still loading in.
There we go. Now we can take the payout, everybody. Crazy. 2 payouts within 24 hours. Literally made enough money. I had to sit here and wait for the payout timer to be eligible for me. But there we go. So we're getting some money out today. And this will be the 7th payout of the month.
NQ had a nice sweep of the pre-market lows just before it pumped up on that candle.
Pre-market lows?
Like the previous
like the
low.
Current? Gotcha, yeah.
Those like kind of that low pin down at what time?
Yeah, the PPI news.
Yeah.
Payout submitted, everybody. Payout submitted. So now if we come over here, does it show it?
Happy Friday.
Thanks, bro. This should show it now.
And we can pay the heating bill and warm up the fam.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Yeah, Craig, it's previous days. So it's electronic trading hours from the previous day.
Yeah, you're right, AJ. Exactly, bro. Give me the money real quick. Let me get another trade Friday afternoon. No, I'm done. We got our Black Shirt Club meeting today at 1 o'clock. I'll take this payout, call it a month. Really good month for me. Really good start to the year. So I will take it. I don't know why this isn't loading. I'm trying to show the payouts, but yeah, you see it slowing here at top of range again. But now again, Bookmap, once you come up to the top of the range, Bookmap, it looks like it's got more orders above. Just like when we got to the bottom of the range, it looked like it had more orders below. Very interesting.
Not like how we trended on Monday. Monday was drifting one directionally, all buyers, and this one's just chopping everyone to shit. End of the month, maybe something to be said about that. Who knows?
I had my first month where every week is green since joining. 418. Martin, W, bro. Yeah. Another Cunningham. Nice, dude. First month, personal red. Only 2 red days, up 30%. Troy, that's awesome, bro. So happy. Black Shirt Club paying off. I'm always going to say that. I'm so tempted to trade, already at 160. Man, Roop, if you're feeling tempted to trade, bro, stop. What did I just fucking rant about? If you're feeling like you want to trade, don't give into that. Study, know your setup. And when that setup presents, then act. Don't give in, bro.
The language, man, Roop, the language. Tempted is not. We shouldn't be tempted anything in
I'm
trading.
not tempted at all. This is pure shit.
Yeah.
This is not where I make easy wins. This is where I take a loss. I regret it. Pissed off that I decided to get in on this ugliness. And then I want to take a second one to make it back. And then boom, the week's ruined. The month is gone. No temptation.
Now you can see it. So now you can see 457. So everybody, payout on the 29th was the first payout for this pre-live account, $330. And then since then, another 6 payouts to follow. So 7 payouts since the end of December there. All from one account, 0 spend, just trading this thing, stacking them up. And then this is what the month looks like when you get all said and done. My month, $3K on this account, trading at most 10 contracts. I'm up $2,900 total. So that was with no payouts, but I've taken all that money in payouts. So the money's out of the account. So now we're going fresh.
Best week you had was the last week.
Best week was the last week. Stack and racket. Yep.
Are we got any more duck races? I'm not going to just keep watching.
No, I was going to say, let's do it. Let's do the last one and then let's wrap.
Shit, I deleted it. I thought we were done.
Run it again. Everybody that was in it from the beginning can be in it now. Take that whole list. So everybody, the accounts you see us trading on here, a lot of top 1 futures, little Top Step, little bit of everything, except a couple firms we don't fuck with. But we won't mention their names because we're live on X today and we don't want to badmouth anyone and give them a reason to send us a bad letter. You know?
What the fuck?
Because, you know, some of the people in the trading space are a little sensitive. If you say anything mean about them or their company, they'll send you a cease and desist letter and tell you to eat a dick. And then, you know, when I replied to back that, a photocopied picture of my ass sitting on the copier in the office, I send that back in a nice manila envelope.
So we'll do 15 seconds for the big boy.
Yeah,
account.
15 for the big one. Let's do it.
Could do a minute or so and then check back in.
Yeah, who's got a stamina on a duck for a minute?
All right.
Okay, run it.
Good luck, everybody.
Good luck, everybody. Final giveaway of the week. Super happy to do this for you guys all week long, only for our ASFX TV subscribers. Look at Khalid, bro. Oh,
Does
no.
he have the stamina?
Can he finish? I don't
Nope.
think he's finishing. He's
Nope.
not finishing.
Nope.
Oh, Martin, I thought it was Shaw.
Look
That's
at that.
awesome.
The second Cunningham. And Martin just commented and said he's having a great month or a great week. So that's
Yeah.
awesome. Happy to give that to you, Martin.
Oh,
America,
Martin, I'm going to put my
Statue of
email in
Liberty.
the chat. It's info@asfx.biz. Everybody, info@asfx.biz. Martin,
he's
you're
been
going to
here.
get
Martin's been here for a month, every week green since joining. $418 up in January, so it's fucking.
and look at that,
Your
dude. He gets the
reward.
giveaway
And he
too.
wins the
That's
duck race.
amazing. That's amazing. Super happy for you, Martin. Okay, good. So price
Yeah.
action here, everybody, at the top of the range, may want to extend higher. Again, above that value area level on ES. I think you do like longs, but I would monitor NQ like Evan and Randy have.
We lost you. They took him out. Drone strike.
Yep.
Keep going.
I'll pick up where he left off. I would monitor.
Should we start the memorial service now, Ev? What do you
Get him
think?
out of there. He's still frozen. But, I mean, that's the only way to get bro to stop yapping. All right. If you're green, you better keep it that way. If you're flat, there's still no rush. Start game planning on what would you need to see to get involved next. Don't just be reacting off of every 1 minute candle of now I want to be a buyer because 60 seconds of something has happened. Where do you need to see a level broken? Where do you need to retest it? Whatever. What's going to flip your bias? No rushing. Enjoy the rest of your Friday if you're already green. You had a good week on stream all week long, so one trade shouldn't make or break your week if you need to jump in here in a minute. So appreciate everyone that put their names in for the duck race. We'll do more next week. And then great job for us taking the payout. Randy had another great week, took a payout at the beginning of the week as well. So we'll get back to it on Monday. We got our Blackstrip Club call later in the afternoon. And then DMs are always open over the weekend if you need any of us. Any questions, YouTube videos are going up. You can always find us and what we got going on. So other than that, Randy, appreciate you hopping on. Little man's trying to get back in. See what he has to say before we wrap it up.
Why are they trying to shut me down?
We were just about to do a GoFundMe and a memorial page for you.
Why are
I
they
really
trying to
thought you
shut
were
me
gone.
down, bro? What the fuck? I don't understand. These
You're
people
making
always
too
come at
much
me.
money.
It's because I'm a big dog, bro. You call me little guy. They call me big dog. Okay.
when you're a big dog, Evan, they'd be trying to shut you down. They know I know the code. They know I know that this guy Walsh is Trump's dad's buddy's best friend. I know all the inside secrets. All right. I know everything. So they come after me. Nah, it's good.
Yep.
I'm glad I'm back.
And everyone that's tuning into YouTube and X this morning, hopefully we'll see you guys next week on Monday for the full streams. Remember, all the links are in our bio to join for free. And we'll go back again with the free one next Friday.
Yeah.
Love it. Enjoy the weekend, gang. Love you guys.
Yeah. Thanks for
Check
hanging
it out
out all
here.
day, everybody.